Hello, football fans, and welcome inside Starlight Stadium for today's Week 8 BCFC matchup between the Kamloops Broncos and the Westshore Rebels. Along BC Football Hall of Famer Paul Short, I'm Tyler Bennett. And Paul, the Rebels, they've had some injuries of late. They've won 3 in a row, but they've been dropping like flies up front. What's the mentality when you're starting to lose guys like this, especially late in the season?
Well, it's always going to happen. You get into games, and the violence of the game is going to put guys on the ground and put them in the rehab room and different things. But I think the younger kids get an opportunity now to step up and see where they fit within the team, how they can play junior football. Can they match up against some of the guys that are on other teams that are really, really good? But the injured guys are still part of the team, so the mindset should still be we're all together, we're all as one.
For sure. Kamloops Broncos 0-6 on the season, not a lot of success on the field. So, as a group, how do you get up for these games when you know that the playoffs are kind of even out of reach at this point?
Well, I think it's just pride. Pride's huge for this age group. And also, a lot of these guys are trying to get into youth sport. Like Colton Meikle from the Kamloops went to BC Lions camp, so he's trying to get there again. So they got to keep playing, play at their highest level. But it is difficult because as you do more games, you're out of the playoffs. And they're basically out of the playoffs right now, which is a shame. But it comes down to pride. And just you pull on their jersey, and it makes you feel good because everybody in the room is your friend. And you're going to look back on this, you're not going to remember what the wins and losses were. Just going to remember how many guys you met and who became lifelong friends.
And for the Rebels, we all know next week is a big matchup in Okanagan. They're taking on the Sun, really first place up for grabs. So for the Rebels, how do you not look past this game?
Well, I think the players will. Coaches will keep reminding them not to. But the concern, when I coached and we had games like that, the concern wasn't much the players looking past. It's just they not take a play off or anything, but just where they slow down a bit, and that's when injuries can occur. So they got to play at 100%. And you got to be ready to play regardless who you're playing, Sun or Kamloops. And today's a game against Kamloops, but you got to be prepared so you can make that step to play the Sun next week.
It's the penultimate home game here at Starlight Stadium. It's the Rebels and the Broncos. It's coming up next.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm a champion.
And we are just getting our final preparations underway before kickoff here at Starlight Stadium. It's a cool 24 degrees here at Starlight and some gloomy looking clouds here, Paul. So we're on rain watch here for the first time this year.
We had the nice tent over us when it was nice and hot. And today we're out in the open, so if it starts to rain, it's going to be not a pleasant day.
My thought process was if I put it up, it wouldn't rain, and if I did put it up, or vice versa, whatever I did, it would definitely go against me.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree.
We'll take odds on it as we go here, but just getting our final preparations underway. It looks like the Rebels won the coin toss, elected to receive, and the Kamloops Broncos in white will kick this one away, and we'll be underway here in Week 8. And Paul, another big game on the mainland today. Valley and Langley going at it, a big rivalry clash. We'll keep you up tuned, but what's your prediction for that game later tonight?
Oh, boy. Valley's, they're struggling. The Rams are struggling. To me, it's a toss-up. When the first time they played in Langley, I think it was week 2 or week 3, I thought for sure that the Valley would come out on top, have an easy time of it, seeing what the Rams had played like against the Sun and that. But when the Rams came back and beat them, it just kind of thought, oh, man, here we go. This is going to be interesting. And it'll be a really good football game tonight. And I think the winner of this one tonight between the Valley and the Rams will probably be a playoff team. But the way this league's going now, you just don't know.
So we are just getting our final preparations. The ball is being placed there by Benjamin Whitworth. And we're about ready to go here in Langford for Week 8. Again, the Broncos winless this season. The Rebels only have one blemish on their record. It came in Week 4 against the Okanagan Sun, a game they probably should have won. But we're not going to look forward to next week's big clash of the Titans at the Apple Bowl. We're here at Starlight, and we are just about ready to go. There is the whistle. Whitworth has his special teams ready to go, and we are underway here at Starlight for Week 8, and it's going to be Tristan Ramus Aravallo returning this kick. He's going to go immediately to the left. Now he's going to cut to the middle. He makes a couple nice moves, and he is going to keep on his feet for a few extra yards. Flags do fly. The lights just came on here at Starlight, but we'll see what the flags are here. But a fairly good return there for Tristan Ramus Aravallo.
Yeah, it was a good return, and unfortunately he's probably coming back because of an illegal block. But no, he got the hole and he made the moves, tried to break to the outside, and the Kamloops Broncos defender just got a hold of his heel to put him on the ground.
And there you have a look at the return there on the replay. Good cut to the middle, and just got tripped up there, as that was Jackson Lazinski. And we'll wait for the ruling here from the official.
Yeah, illegal block. And it was way back there, so where he caught the football. They call unnecessary roughness against the Rebels. And that's one thing the Rebels did last week, which really helped them in their 56-6 or 52-6 win over the Rams, was they only committed 6 fouls, and usually during the year they're up around 14 a games. So we're not giving away free yardage. That helps you, and it showed on the scoreboard for sure.
So the Rebels' first offensive drive is pretty deep in their own territory. The ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Gavin Session had an injury scare last week against Langley, but he's out for the first drive here, and he's going to go big on the first play, looking for Zion Brown in double coverage, and incomplete. That would have been a spectacular grab if he was able to hold on to it, but good job in coverage there. And that was Grayson Crackle, I believe, who broke up that play incomplete.
Yeah, it was just your first play. Let's shake them up real quick. If we score on it or get a big first down, it puts the defense on their heels. But it was good coverage by the Broncos. With the safety came across, Keegan Curtis, and was able to help knock that ball down.
So 2nd and 10 here. A little bit of early pressure here applied by the Broncos defense. Here's the snap and the hold. And Session going to throw deep again, looking for Aravallo. He's got it. Big completion. That gets them past the halfway mark. So another big throw from Gavin Session, this time complete, and a big first down.
Yeah, that was a really nice pass. And the receivers just ran straight down the field. And as the coverage was getting into their zones, he created a hole. And there was a seam there, and he was right between the two defenders. I don't want to say an easy pitch and catch, but Session really made it look easy the way he threw that football.
Session was 20 for 24 on passing attempts last week in Langley. He was surgical before coming out of the game in the third quarter. As now on 1st and 10, Session going to hand this ball off. That's Antoine Daly looking to the outside right, and he is going to be brought down. Good job on the tackle there by Lucas Jens-Schizhen. And it looks like Fenton Munson also in there, and it's going to be 2nd and about 7.
Yeah, Gavin last week, 20 of 24, he established a new Rebels record for completion percentage in a game of 83.3%, and ties him for 2nd best in the BCFC in history with 1961 Roger Hardy, who quarterbacked the North Shore Cougars.
So 2nd and 7, Session dropping back in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble out. He's got a man open, and it's Jeremiah Beckwith. He's got the first down and then some. Going down the sideline, there is a flag on the play. Beckwith still going with it. It takes about 5 Broncos to stop him eventually, and this one's going to be played down. But let's wait and see where this flag comes down with, as this one could be coming back.
Yeah, it's probably a legal block against the Rebels, but yards regained, so it'll be back 10 yards. That's holding Rebels back 10 yards from the point of the foul, and it'll be first down.
Holding, 87 on the offense. After the first down was gained, 10 yards from the point of the foul, first down.
And there's the call there as we feel our first raindrops of the afternoon. Hopefully that's just the most we feel. It's the first rain game of the season here.
Been a while.
I'm having PTSD flashbacks to the Canadian Bowl, where we were literally scrubbing water off of this broadcast deck. It was sideways torrential downpour.
And it was cold that night.
And it was cold. It was November. So 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line here on the Kamloops side, as that's a screen pass to Tyrell Hoffland. He's got some room to run. Here goes Tyrell Hoffland down the sideline. No one's catching him. Touchdown Rebels, as Tyrell Hoffland turned on the afterburners and no one was catching number 82 in red.
Once he took that little, it was like a screen pass, a wide receiver screen, and he got the first initial block. He got to the outside, and all the Broncos could do is just try to chase him down. He already took the angles of pursuit away from all the three guys back there. Easy touchdown.
He's got the 7-11 pads. Does that mean he's open all the time?
Oh, almost. Yeah, I know he's open all the time when he's returning kicks.
Maybe closed on Christmas. Here's the extra point. Kick by Charlie Wiersma. It is up and through. Make it 7-0 Rebels, and that's a statement on the first drive there for the Westshore offense.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You know, the Broncos come to town. They haven't won here since 2015, and since they've only won 10 games since 2017. And they've lost 63, I think it is, at this point. But, you know, they're a team that is like hangs in and hangs around. And there's just a little bit of missing parts that keep them from, you know, climbing to that next ladder step, if you will. But the Rebels did exactly what they wanted to do, get on them early. They've got the long bus ride home. They had the long bus ride down, you know, especially down through the canyon where there's a lot of smoke, a lot of fire. And I'm sure there was some concern of some of the players and coaches, you know, are we going to be able to make it to the game on time? But they're here playing. It's their turn now to see what they can do with the football.
Charlie Wiersma kicks this one away, and it's going to be returned by Owen Stockbrugger, and good job by the Rebels special teams unit. They swarm to the ball, and the ball is out. And let's see what happens out of this pile, as I did see the ball fall. And let's see who retains. It looks like Kamloops is going to keep the ball here, as it was Stockbrugger who actually grabbed his own fumble. So crisis averted there, and Kamloops going to take over with the football around the 35, make it the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Owen's a tough player. He's not the biggest man in the world, but boy, he gets his pad level down, and he's a very, very strong lower half.
So this is the first time we will see the Kamloops Broncos offense, and it is going to be led by Carter Moberg, the quarterback. Moberg's got 636 pass yards on the season, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and on first down they're going to go to the ground. And this is Bam Bam Cam going up the middle, and that is a sizable run by the man they call Bam Bam, as that's Cam Gregorchuk making the big run on first down.
That's what he does all year. He's been just chugging, and when he gets the hole, he has the speed to get to the outside to make plays happen. And if he's stuck inside, he's going to pull some guys with him. And he's in the history of the Broncos, he's carried the ball the most, 435 times now.
Here is Bam Bam again, and this time Will Bromelo says not this time, as he makes the quick tackle. Still a gain of about 4, and it's going to be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, again, you go with what? Say, okay, we had a big play on first down. We just pick up 4 there on second down. They're going to throw the football here, obviously, because it's 2nd and 6. But generally, you want to say, okay, can you stop our run? We're going to show you that we can run the football.
So 2nd and 6. Moberg yet to throw a pass. It's been all Gregorchuk here early on for the Broncos. And he's going to block here. Here's going to be a throw by Moberg. No, he's going to go down himself. And this time he's going to be brought down as the pocket collapses. And that will be a loss of yardage on 3rd down, and the Broncos going to be forced to punt this ball away.
Yeah, they got a quick rush on him. Marcus Fry was able to create the sack, but they took everything away too quickly for him, so Moberg couldn't get his back foot down to scan the field to be able to release the ball. But again, kudos to the Broncos. They're able to move the ball. They're over center field. A good punt here will hem the Rebels deep into their own territory. And Corey G is punting, and he's averaging, I saw that somewhere. 34 yards a punt, yes.
So here it comes, Jeeves. Good snap, good hold, and a line drive kicked at Tyrell Hoffland. And he's back on the special teams unit after being off it for a few weeks, and this time not much to speak of, as that's a good job. I think that's Colton Meikle, the wide receiver making the tackle there on the special teams unit, and the Rebels will be forced to take over just past their 20-yard line.
Yeah, Colton's one heck of a good football player. He's one of the top receivers in the BCFC, and he also had a good tryout with the BC Lions this year at their camp, and I think they've got eyes on him for every game because he's a specimen, height-wise, hands-wise, speed-wise. You might see him wearing the jerseys of the BC Lions next year.
So the Rebels going to take over. They were successful on their first offensive drive, putting 7 points on the board. They're going to look to do that again. Session back out on the field. And on 1st and 10, Session, receivers in motion, and he's going to throw another screen pass. This one's to Remus Aravallo. He's going to try and break the cut wide, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds into the Kamloops sideline after a sizable gain. We'll see where this ball is spotted, but it's near the first down marker. It is a first down. That's going to move the chains.
Yeah, again, the same one that Hoffman scored on, just a wide receiver screen, get the couple blockers out in front of you, hit the sideline and see what you can pick up. And if you're going to pick up 11 yards each time you throw the football, you can have a lot of success in this game.
So, new set of downs here as the Rebels move the ball up to their 34. Receivers in motion. Session takes a snap, looks immediately left. Here comes the pressure as the Broncos send an extra rusher. He's going to pass off to Tyrell Hofflin. That's complete. Sheds a tackle and is going to be brought down after that as it's a small gain. Session didn't like many of his options there and dumps it off to Hofflin to get a gain of about 5.
Well, the Broncos put enough pressure on him where he had to move himself out of the pocket. But he kept his eyes downfield. Hofflin, you do what you do when you're running routes. When the quarterback scrambles, the guys that are deep come back to the ball. The guys that are shallow go deep. And he was able to find Hoffman for a 5-yard gain in a manageable 2nd and 5.
The Rebels needing a conversion here. They're going to go with a wide set here. Receivers in motion. Session, low snap, but he gets it. Here's the throw to Zion Brown. It's complete for a first down, and he's going to try for some more, but he is going to be brought down just past the midfield line as Zion Brown, with his first catch on the day, moves the chains for the Rebels.
Yeah, just a quick little slant inside into the open area right behind where the linebackers drop and they set in front of the defensive backs. And it's easy pitch and catch. It's all, it's those type of plays as you get defenders moving their feet are going to come open if you have enough time to throw the football, and so far the Rebels have enough time to throw the football.
Another new set of downs here. Empty backfield set. Session going to throw this one. He's got some time to take a look. He's going to go deep downfield, and that one is broken up, incomplete. There is a flag as Jeremiah Beckwith was the intended receiver, but a good job by Noah Jonatchik to break that one up, and let's see what the flag is.
Yeah, it might be contact on a receiver. That's what they're calling. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty, first down against the Broncos. Yeah, once the receiver gets past 5 yards, you're not allowed to put your hands on him, basically, even if the ball isn't thrown his way. If it's thrown his way, that would be pass interference. But
Number 4 on the defense. Yards, first down.
Yeah, receivers have to have an opportunity to run the routes, and you can't have guys colliding with them. The same with the receiver. Can't really take a defensive back out of his drop pattern by putting his hands on him or pushing him down. That would be an offensive pass interference.
So the penalty allows the chains to move again. It is now on 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Antoine Daly up the middle, and he's going to get a gain of about 4 as Antoine Daly out of Ontario, played with the York University Lions. Bit of a pipeline there for the Rebels, and last week had a good week. 46 rushes on only 46 yards rushing on 4 rushes and a touchdown. So looks like he's going to start as their main back here in this one.
Yeah, and he's worthy of it for sure. I know the Rebels don't run the football a lot, but when they put some players in that they've got feet, they're going to make things happen.
So 2nd and 7, Session, lots of time. He's going to throw in the middle, and it's Tristan Remus Aravallo making a defender miss with the nice move and some extra yardage to tack on as the Rebels receiving core finding big yardage in the middle of the field. That's a big Rebels first down.
And all the kudos to Session on that one because he had no pressure. He was able to change his eyesight, and he was able to stand in there to allow the receiver to get open, and Aravallo was just right in the middle, right between the safety and the deep safety. Easy.
So another red zone opportunity here for the Rebels. Session on first down, going to throw immediately, looking for Zion Brown. He's got it. Now he makes a defender miss, makes another defender miss, and is going to be brought down close to a first down, but not quite. It's going to be second and short as Zion Brown putting on the juke moves there downfield.
Oh, he made a nice catch too. He had to just extend the hands. And he was the only one that's going to catch that. It was going out of bounds and pick up 9 yards off that. It's pretty darn good.
So 2nd and 1 here, and Session going to throw. He's looking end zone, switches. Here comes the pressure. He's going to scramble out of the pocket looking for the end zone. Here comes Gavin Session. He is in for the touchdown as number 7 calls his own number, and it is a 2-score lead as Gavin Session has his 4th rushing touchdown on the season.
Yeah, it was good, and smart on Gavin's part. He dropped back. He had plenty of time to throw, but nobody was open right away. And being that close to the goal line, it was always 2nd and 1 too, so they had a chance to go for it on 3rd down if nothing happened. But he just weaved his way through, and he's been doing that all year. He's been able to recognize when to run, when to throw it away. And on that one, he certainly recognized that he could smell the end zone, and he got in there.
Extra point is up and good, and it is 14-0 Rebels midway through the first quarter. 2 offensive drives for the Rebels and 2 touchdowns on the board, and Gavin Session clicking after, again, that injury scare he had last week.
Oh, yeah, and you'll see Gavin come out of this game fairly early, I would think, allow the backups a chance to get in and see how they fare against some, BCFC competition. But you got to be impressed with the Rebels. Next week on the horizon is the Okanagan Sun, and they haven't set yet. So it's one of those things that they're going to have to go up there and beat them by 5 points or more to take top spot, as long as they don't lose another game. But this is the game you got to be focused on now, because the injuries could pose a problem, or maybe just doing something stupid where the league has to take action against you. And those are the type of things that coaches will be constantly reminding the players of.
And that return was flubbed for a moment, but luckily recovered there as Nick Mason was the returner there for Kamloops. Had some trouble, but is able to march the ball up at least a few yards for the Broncos offense to take over.
Well, it'll be interesting here to see how the Rebels play this. Now they're up 14-0. You want to try to hem the Broncos in their own end zone the best you can, get the ball back in good field position. But you might see the Rebels lay back a little bit, just, let the defensive backs cover, let the linebackers flow with the play, rather than bringing a lot of pressure.
Carter Moberg back at quarterback here for the Broncos, and it's going to be a first down run, and not much speaking there, as didn't get a license plate on the runner there. And I think it was Bam Bam.
Yeah, it was
It
Bam
was
Bam.
Gregorchuk looking to the outside, but couldn't find anything, and maybe gets a yard there, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, again, he's a tough runner, but they're going to flow the ball. They know that him and Stockbrugger are the 2 guys that are the ball carriers, and they're both the same. I don't want to say same size, but they're the same style of running. They're very, very strong. So the Rebels recognize that, and they want the Broncos to throw the football. That's the goal.
2nd and 9, and Moberg is going to throw this football, looking for Colton Meikle, but that throw is high and incomplete, and that will bring up 3rd down, and Broncos going to have to punt this ball away once again.
Yeah, I think Moberg was a little bit in his head. He was hurried a little bit, felt the pressure, and Colton had made the break, but he just wasn't in position to get his eyes around to see the ball clearly.
The Broncos 2 punts on 2 possessions for their offense. Broncos on a bye next week, and then they host Valley in week 10, and a couple tough matchups to end the season. They're on the road. They have to go up to Prince George to take on the Kodiaks. That's never a fun drive. And then they host the Okanagan Sun in the final week of the season.
Wow. It's a tough little part of the schedule.
So 3rd down, good punt there. And this one nearing the out of bounds marker, and that will be out just by the 45. That will be where the Rebels offense takes over. They're 2 for 2, going to look to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, just again, good field position for the Rebels. The first one they had, they took the penalty after the opening kickoff to drive them back, but they did drive the field to score. Last possession did the same thing, and this is their best field position right now in the game, starting at their own 40-yard line. So you see what's up Rob Lervold's sleeve here to what he wants to run. But the Broncos are missing Kalen Berg today, their top defensive player, and he was definitely one of the top defenders in the BCFC. And when you lose a player like that, guys have to rally around. They're going to rally around. But you take that talent off the field, and it changes a few things. Your coaches start to hesitate a bit on calling plays that would involve a talented player like Berg.
Session in the offense taking over here, and it's going to be a run to Antoine Daly on first down. He bounces off a defender and keeps going down the left sideline. That's some good yardage by Antoine Daly. It looked like that play was going nowhere, but he was like a bowling ball and just found a way, and that's a big first down.
Yeah, he ran into the slush. They had the Broncos converged very, very quickly. You can see on the replay here, he broke the tackle of number 91 and is able to keep his feet. And when somebody makes a tackle, everybody else kind of slows down a little bit, adjusts their angle of pursuit because they think you're tackled. And he was able to get outside while the other guys had to readjust to get into a chase scenario.
So the ball on the Broncos territory now at the 50. Here comes the pressure, and Session going to have to roll out of the pocket here. He's going to throw on the run, and that is going to be incomplete, as Tyrell Hoffland was his intended receiver, and looks like Session took a bit of a spill after making the throw, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, there was good pressure on him. 49 from the Broncos came off the edge and just chased them down, and Gavin had to move his feet, get going, and he tried to throw that pass as he's moving to his left, back across to the right, and it's difficult to do for a right-handed quarterback, run to your left and throw back to the right. But no harm, no foul, 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Receivers in motion, and it looks like offside Rebels here as it's a free play for the Broncos, and that one in and out of the hands, incomplete, looking for Tyrell Hoffland in coverage, and I'm assuming that the Broncos are going to decline this penalty, but let's wait and see, as it looks like it was Tristan Ramos-Aravallo who jumped the route there a little too early.
Yeah, a little bit offside on that, and
Follow
Gavin
on
gets the
Instagram
pressure for
at CJFL
Dylan Woodman,
football.
I think it is.
Offside,
49.
81. That penalty's declined.
Yeah, Dylan Woodman on pressure coming off Gavin's right-hand side. He made him throw the football a little bit early and threw it into cover.
So it is going to be the first punt on the day for Jordan Kranz, who leads the BCFC in average punt yardage. He's averaging 40 yards per punt, which is about 6 yards past anybody else in the BCFC.
Oh, he's booming them, and he's got a good leg, really good leg.
So here's snap, good hold, and a good kick. This one's more of a line drive kick, and this one is going to back its way up as this one's rolling towards the goal line. What a kick, Jordan Kranz, and they're going to make the tackle. It's going to be a no yards penalty, but still that one was nearing the goal line before Oren Stockbrugger picked up that ball. So great kick by Jordan Kranz, pins the Broncos deep in their own territory.
Well, I've always found it frustrating watching punt returners, especially, let the ball bounce, and being a football oblong like that, you never know where it's going to go. But luckily for the Broncos, it was a no yards penalty, but it's only going to move it up 5 yards, so they're still starting inside their own 10-yard line. Oh, they're calling it a 15.
Number 12. From the part of the
I guess the reason for a 15-yarder on that is the players made no effort to get the back out of the restraining zone. So, but again, you got the Broncos starting at their 20-yard line. They're deep in their own end, and again, your defense steps up here. You're going to get the ball back in good field position.
So 1st and 10, and Moberg going to hand this one off to Gregorchuk, and that's going to be a small gain of about 4 there as he tried to go up the gut, and the Rebels did a good job of closing the gap, and that will make it 2nd and about 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, again, that's Cam. That's what he does. He'll break the odd one here and there, but he's going to put his head down and move his feet. He's going to carry guys. He always is so strong. He's got 2 or 3 guys hanging on to him, and he's going to pick up another 2-3 yards with them on their back. But it's a manageable here. 2nd down and 7. That's manageable, but Moberg hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. Rebels have got some pretty quick pressure on him.
Here is 2nd and 7, and here comes the pressure, and that one's going to be tipped up and intercepted, as that is going to be Seth Beckwith taking it into the end zone. That is a Rebels touchdown, as that is a total defensive effort to put 6 points on the board.
Well, I didn't see who came off the left side, but when Moberg turned, the hand went up. That's what you teach your D linemen. If you if you see the quarterback's eyes and you're not there in his face, get your hands up. He has to throw over top of them. And it was deflected up, and Beckwith had with the wherewithal to just see the football. Eyes up, find it, get going.
It was either Will Bromelo or Manny Fatu. We'll get it for you eventually, but great play by the D-line to make the play happen, and Seth Beckwith was white on rice and picks up the ball and takes it in for the score.
Oh, he was right there. Very, very intelligent play, you know, to keep your eyes on the play. Yeah, it might have been Will Bromelo on that tipped that, because he's a pretty tall guy. And but that's what you do. You tell your guys, if you see the quarterback's eyes, that means he's looking your way to throw the football. Get your hands up, and you're able to deflect that. You don't see that often. You see a ball deflected, it usually goes backwards onto the ground or sideways. But for Seth to be able to recognize that and follow it into his arms, and again, while everybody's kind of looking at the football, nobody's thinking about let's go get it, and you catch guys flat-footed, and he just had a couple guys to beat there, and his speed put him in the end zone pretty darn quick.
So it's a 3-score lead here, and we're not even out of the first quarter, as we might start seeing the second-string unit making its way into this game, as it's another good kick. And hits our cameraman, Derek Munch. Looks like he's okay.
Well, he's got some football background in him, I know that.
Right off the camera. Those things are expensive.
He jumped in front of it. No way he's letting that camera take a hit. So
here's the replay.
Whoa.
There you have it. So I'll have a talk with Charlie after the game and make sure that he's not aiming at our cameras, because
there you go. Yep.
We can't afford to be replacing those.
So that kick out of bounds is going to move the ball up and give the Broncos a first down at their own 40-yard line. They're a good starting point for them. This is the first time they've had the ball at this position. They had the best one on the first play of the game when they bam cam, but here you get a sack.
There is a sack. Will Bromelo and Seth Beckwith causing all kinds of trouble up front. That's a big loss of yardage, as 47 and 42 team up for two big plays back to back.
Yeah, and it was just pressure. It's just get off the football, get your hands on the blocker, start pushing back, bull rush them as they call it. And even the body language right now of the Broncos is pretty low. You can tell there's a lot of walking, a lot of hands on the hips, and they could be thinking, uh-oh, we could be in for a long afternoon.
Yeah, a lot of football left to play here. Second and about 17, and Moberg empty backfield, going to throw up the middle, and a little bit of a miscommunication there as Corey Jeeves, the intended receiver, but not even close. So that makes it third and very long, and it is punt time now for the Broncos.
Yeah, on that one there, he felt the pressure from the first one, and everything was in his mind was in a hurry. And Bryce Ruther came off real quick, so he released the football even before Corey Jeeves was able to find his little area to settle down in over the center.
Seth Beckwith actually had a touchdown on defense last week against Langley. I don't remember if it was an interception. I believe it was.
Yes.
Pick six interception, so 2 in 2 weeks. That's pretty good. As Jeeves nearly gets his kick blocked. And there's a late flag on Miles McPherson. Another flag as Tristan Ramos-Aravallo gets it. And Colton Meikle, the wide receiver, with another big tackle, is the 6'6" receiver. It's a monster out there and makes that tackle.
Yeah, I think this is going to be contacting the kicker, which is a 10-yard penalty, but still leave the Broncos in a third down. It's not an automatic first down. And it could be a no yards penalty against the Broncos. So Rebels, it could be a kick over here.
I'm not sure what you do there as a special teams player, as you're so close to the kick that you have to go for it.
And a lot of times,
but the follow through, you just end up making contact with
absolutely.
the kicker.
Yeah, as they say, you're responsible for your own body, and when you're lined up like that, you try to analyze, okay, where's he going to kick the ball from, and where's his foot going to be when the ball is leaving his foot, and you try to take that angle, but it is difficult because every kicker's different. You never know if they're going to take 3 steps, 1 step, 2 steps, and you're just trying the best you can to get your hands on it. But you are responsible for your body and if you make contact with the punter, because he is vulnerable in that position. at this point with his leg in the air for injury and different things like that.
Fouls on the play. Contact. Westshore. Holding. Westshore. The contacting has been declined. They have taken the holding. Back 10 from the point of the foul. First down.
Gotta get the wireless system a little bit more clean there, but looks like they declined the first penalty and they get the second one, so that will set up the Rebels at their 35-yard line here.
Yeah, Broncos had the option to move up 10 yards and re-kick, but they decided, well, they've got a 10-yard penalty against them, so we've got them in a little bit of a hole, if you will, at their own 35-yard line. So they declined the penalty against them to say, okay, we'll give the Rebels a football 10 yards back.
And the raindrops starting to fall here at Starlight. Again, just Murphy's Law. I didn't set up the tent. It's going to rain. First down, and Session fakes the handoff. He's going to Zion Brown. He's open, and he makes the catch downfield as number 4, Zion Brown, leads the league in catches, receptions, touchdowns, pretty much anything you can name. And that's a first down for the Rebels.
Yeah, he's lighting it up this year, and that was just a straight go. He's just saying, okay, Gavin's saying, okay, run down the field. I'm going to throw it up to you. Run underneath it and catch it. And that's exactly what happened. You can see in the replay, it was perfectly thrown football over the shoulder. He had beaten his corner. The safety was a bit late getting there, and easy first down.
First and 10 in Broncos territory, and it's Antoine Daly up the middle, and this time not much to speak of as the Broncos D-line swallows him up, as that's Chinaza Iloka making the tackle there, and it's a very short gain, if any, second and 10.
Yeah, Iloka came off his block really well on that one and is able to take the ball carrier down. He's a strong lad. He's only, I think he's 18 years old. And as I understand him, from Australia, so he's one of the international global players in the CJFL. But he is a load. He's a really good football player, very strong.
Second and 8 here. Session immediately looking left. He's got a man on an island. It's Tristan Ramos-Arevalo. He breaks a tackle. He's got some blocking, and he keeps going before being brought down past the 10-yard line as Tristan Ramos-Arevalo bounces off some tackles, and that's a big gain.
That's a huge gain. And again, it's breaking tackles, wide open receivers, and then turning upfield. Get your shoulders. You can see here he just keeps going. Keep going. Get some blockers in front of him. Zion Brown looking for somebody. He missed him, but doesn't matter. The Rebel just keeps going. Just chug. So that's very good game.
That spells the end of our first quarter. So we will switch sides here. The Rebels will take over with their third red zone opportunity on the day. They're 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Now they're in a position here where, first down, you're on the 9-yard line. This is, good passing down for Session on first down. But don't be surprised to see them on the running the football here for a bit. Get the O-line, their heads into it. The O-linemen love the pass block, but they really love run blocking. Get into the defender and moving their feet, getting their hands on them.
The officials getting a quick drink, and Rebels have their play set out here as we get set for the start of our second quarter, a fast-moving first quarter. Only 32 minutes, so.
Yeah, not a lot of penalties. That slows it down quite a bit. There were penalties, but not a lot, so not like a typical junior game.
The play clocked in here, and we are underway in the second quarter, and the Rebels looking for another score. Is Session on first down, looking end zone. He's got Zion Brown, and he's got it for the touchdown, as Zion's got his first on the day, as it's receiving by committee. And Snow Angels to celebrate. I'm sure that'll be a flag.
Yeah, there you go.
27-0. That'll be applied after the kickoff. But the Rebels offense, no problems here as they take a 4-score lead.
Yeah, that again just was an out pattern by Zion. Just make the catch close to the sideline. And another good pass by Gavin. He's got such good touch on his footballs that, without forcing Gavin or Zion up to the outside where he's going to step out of bounds on the catch. Just enough touch on it to keep him in bounds. And then a penalty at the end. You don't want to take away the celebration, but you also, the way the CFL, in my opinion, they're letting a lot of stuff go. It's embarrassing to some of these young kids, and that's when you see the breakdown later on in the game. You know, you rubbed it in our face, and somebody says something. Next thing you know, there's punches thrown and that. But it's a Canadian amateur football that we're still playing under the rules of, and it's about respect. You can have your little dance, you can do your stuff, but you know, don't take up too much time, or involve a lot of players, because you know, it takes a. By the time you get the lineman there, it's a while. You know?
Yeah. So that extra point kick is good. It is 28-0 West Shore, and we are still pretty early on in this football game, and you got to wonder when the reserves start to make their appearance here for the Rebels.
I would think pretty soon, but again, you know, the Rebels have to. You want to stay in that fine-tuned part for next week's game against the Sun. So it's don't want to lose an edge, but everybody knows. They all know. They've been talking about next week's game ever since they lost the first one here. You know, we're going up to their place, and we're gonna show them that we're not that team, and so that's on their mind.
Charlie Wiersma kicks this one away. Good pickup there by Stockbrugger, but the Rebels special teams unit going to get in there for the tackle shortly after. As Bo Newvermont, first man in there for the Rebels, and the Broncos going to take over just past their 30-yard line.
Yeah, again, just Rebels, just superb coverage downfield. Only limited the gain to about 7 yards, which is pretty darn good. And when you're talking on a kickoff.
The Broncos looking for some sort of spark. Again, that first play they ran, it was a run by Bam Bam Cam Gregorchuk and got about 15-20 yards, but we haven't really seen anything since then.
That's been their biggest play so far.
Here's a first down, and
Another
there
sack.
it goes down. The quarterback there is trying to get a license plate on who made the tackle. I think it was Marcus Fry in on the sack there. It's just too much time in the pocket there for Moberg. And that's going to be a loss of yardage, second and 15.
I think what happened there is when he dropped back, the receivers were a little bit slow getting into the routes, and there was pretty good coverage on them downfield. And as soon as he pulled the football down, he had no escape, and the Rebels were right on top of him.
And one first down here for the Broncos on the game, minus the penalties that have given them a couple free firsts. And they're looking for one here, but it's going to need to be a good sizable play here. An empty backfield set, and Moberg looking deep downfield, got a man, and nearly brought in by Colton Meikle. Cameron Cohn was in coverage, and that would have been a highlight reel grab. Colton Meikle so close to the one-handed grab.
Oh, it was a tremendous pass, too. Moberg threw that just perfectly, and Colton was in full stride. He just couldn't get his right hand on the ball. His left hand was on it. You can see on the replay here, just a perfect throw. Good coverage, great coverage, but he just couldn't bring it in to get his right hand on it. But well-designed play, and it was good all around. Good pass, good try on the reception, and good coverage.
So Corey Jeeves going to kick this one away for the Broncos, who come up empty once again. Good hold, good snap, and a good kick as well, as this one's aimed at Tristan Ramos-Aravallo, and he will take it at his own 40, and he's going to look up the middle, but this time it is going to be the Broncos special teams unit doing a good job of limiting the yardage, as he's not going to make it quite to the 50. And that's where the Rebels offense will take over, and looks like Gavin Session going to go up there for another drive.
Yeah, I thought on that return there that Tristan was going to break out to his left. He had a little bit of room, but he brought it back up to the right side, right into the slush area where everybody was mingling around. So, but a good return. He got about a 12-yard return out of that, and Rebels in another really good position here with the ball at their own 51-yard line.
So the Rebels take over near their own 50, fresh off a touchdown just moments ago. That was the first play of the second quarter. And on first down, Session going to go for a screen pass to Tristan Ramos-Aravallo. Gets a block, looking right up the middle, and a good sizable gain there of about 20. As Tristan Ramos-Aravallo, one of the returning members of this receiving corps, is having a pretty good day so far.
Yeah, and it was a good blocks at the point of attack. Again, they created a seam for him. He exploded through it, and Jaron Yamoka had to come up and make the tackle. But number 30 from the Broncos. But it just one of those things. The Rebels are enticing the defensive backs up with these short little wide receiver screens, and then they say, okay, now you're close enough, we're going to throw it deep.
First down, it's going to be Antoine Daly on the handoff. He's got some daylight right up the middle, and that's another first down as Antoine Daly moves the chains on the ground, something we haven't seen a lot of out of the Rebels so far this season, but number 29 gets it done. It's a Rebels first down.
Yeah, Mitch Landry, just sort of held on to him, hoping for the troops to get there to help make the tackle. But, yeah, another run. Just, again, right off tackle, create a seam, get your running back into the second level, and then he's got areas to run because there's not as many players standing around. You got holes to find and zip through.
Rebels in red zone territory once again, 3 for 3 on the day. Can they make it 4 for 4? A little bit of an audible here from Session. Takes the snap, looking deep downfield. He's got a man on an island. It's Tristan Ramus-Aravallo. That's about as easy as they get. Touchdown Rebels.
Again, they just ran all the receivers straight downfield, and they kind of outnumber the defensive backs for the Broncos, and it's just say, okay, I'll pick the guy that's open. And Tristan was wide open on that one. Really wide open. I think the only concern might have been in Gavin's head is don't want to hit the upright. You see in the replay, it's just a wide open player.
The Broncos defenders were in a different area code.
They certainly were, and some of them were on the phone the way their feet were standing still.
Extra point kick by Charlie Wiersma, up and good, and 35-0. And we start to wonder, Paul, I mean, we've seen a 95-point game here. I don't know if we'll top that anytime soon, but you think if they keep chugging this way, it could be a very high-scoring game here.
Absolutely, and it's, the Broncos last week got beat by the Suns 70-3, and we're only a quarter and 3 minutes in, and they've already had 105 points scored on them in 2 games. And, no, not even 2 games, 2 1/4 games, or 1 1/4 game, sorry. So they, again, it's demoralizing, and you can talk, you can do anything you want, but once the teams start to score on you, just mentally it takes you away. You start thinking about different things. Your focus isn't there, and just kind of can't wait to get into the change room at halftime, or get on the bus or whatever. But it's a challenge for Coach Braden Vander. For Coach Vanke to keep the guys' spirits up, to keep them focused, to keep them in this football game.
It's Owen Stockbrugger with a good return there. He takes it up past the 40, so good return there by number 28 for the Broncos. And that's where their offense will take over. And again, the Broncos, like you said, Paul, they've got maybe a handful of wins in the last decade, I think you said. And I mean, I know they've had some setbacks, kind of off the field, and there's been some stuff there. But how do you bounce back from that? How do you build, season to season, kind of like the Kodiaks have from when they first came into the league, to start seeing some success?
Well, I think the first thing, you got to get everybody on the same page. That's a fumble recovery by the Rebels, I think. They say he's down.
Bryce Ruther on top of the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, just I think from top to bottom, you get your executive all on the same page, and you develop the plan. What do we want to do? What type of team do we want to be? Are we a community-based team? Are we going to bring a lot of players in from out of town? You got to look at the entire situation, and when you start talking about bringing players in, it costs a lot of money. So you got to have that infrastructure part of it, the fundraising part of it, and then your coaching staff all on the same page to build a team understanding is going to take some time. And the Broncos, they've just gone through a period here that they've struggled. They've really struggled. And when you do struggle, it's also quite difficult to recruit players. It's not as easy to recruit players. And you really have to be a dedicated young man to say, okay, I'm going to go. They only won 2 games or 3 games last year, but I can help them. And a lot of kids today, I shouldn't say a lot because I'm not really absolutely sure, but I would suspect some good ones would say, well, no, I'm not going to go play for a team that doesn't win any games. I want to play for the Sun, or I want to play for the Rebels, or Saskatoon Hilltops or something like that. But it's difficult, and they've got that. Their infrastructure is getting much, much better, so you're going to see the Kamloops Broncos improve as we move along.
Here is another handoff to Antoine Daly. He had a huge run on the first play, but this time Broncos D-line clamps up, and that's a short gain, if any. It's second and about 6.
Yes,
Daly's
yeah.
feeding the ball.
Now they're hurry-up offense here. They've got the Broncos on their heels. Well, obviously, they've been on their heels because of the score, but it's just all about hurry up now, and there's another Zion Brown catch.
Here is
for the
Zion
score.
Brown, and that's another touchdown. That's his second on the day. Zion Brown goes in untouched, and we are past the 40 mark here. And the Rebels just marching along here. No sign of stopping.
No, and the unfortunate thing is it's so easy, you know, and the Broncos kids, there's a lot of pride there, and they got to be shaking their heads and going, what the heck is going on? But for the Rebels, it's just kind of like, okay, we're running our offense. Here's our plays. Let's go do it. We've seen film on the Broncos. This is what they're going to allow us to do. This is what they're going to take away from us. Let's take advantage of what they're going to allow us to take advantage of.
Charlie Wiersma out for the extra point attempt. It is up. It is good. 42-0. And that was Gavin Sessions' fourth passing touchdown.
No,
I'm losing count here.
Yeah.
3 passing, 1 rushing, I think. Pick 6 makes 5 touchdowns. That's 35. I'm missing 1 in there somewhere. So maybe he's got 4 passing and 1 rushing.
Yeah, I think Zion might have 3 touchdowns because didn't he score down there?
Hoffman got the first one. Hoffman got the first one. Brown got 1 down there for sure. Got 1 there. That makes 3. This is going to be a game where we have to remember where it all goes.
Yeah.
I should have been writing this all down because that would have made things a lot easier.
Well, Heather Foster's from the BCFC's doing stats today, so she'll keep us informed on who's doing what.
The pick 6 added 6 more. I'm missing 1 somewhere, but regardless, that's where we stand. It's been a big day for the Rebels offense, and the defense has chipped in with a few points as well, and that's where we stand here midway through the second quarter, as this is a squib kick into coverage, and this one is going to be returned. Sorry, it's going to be number 88, Cruz King, who's going to just sit on that ball and give the Broncos pretty good field position here at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was that going. The instructions were to Charlie on that one, the type of kick. But anyhow, it puts them in on their own 35-yard line, and you stop the Broncos here. You're going to get the ball back close to midfield. Now you see the Rebels, you'll see them start making some changes pretty quick, I would think. But they're getting such quick pressure onto Moberg that is very difficult.
That is a pass that's incomplete as Moberg had a defender right in his face. I think that was Seth Beckwith getting in there, and it was a low throw because of that. And unfortunately, Ty Holmes not able to get that pass. It's incomplete. And this Broncos offense throughout the season, a lot of different receivers getting the ball here. I mean, Corey Jeeves has 230 yards. Brock Dufort has 247 yards. Ty Holmes has 204. And Colton Meikle, who we've talked about, is probably going to be in the CFL at some point, also has 125 yards receiving. So they've really done a good job of getting the ball around. That is a big hit by Moberg, and there's a pass interference call. So that one will go against the Rebels, and we got to make sure Moberg's okay because he got blown up after making that throw.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interference against the Rebels on that one. So it'll be moving up 15 yards to the Broncos' 50-yard line. But yeah, it's just they're having a little, I don't want to say a lot of success throwing the football. They do spread it around, but I think with Colton Meikle, I think guys are so concerned about him.
First down.
Such a good receiver that they're giving him a little bit more special treatment on coverage. And so that's allowing like Corey Jeeves and guys like that to catch more passes. But the number one thing I've noticed when I look at stats and when I've seen the Broncos play is they don't protect the quarterback. I don't want to say really good, but you need maybe another second to throw the football, and he's not getting it. He has to hurry a lot of the throws.
And I believe Moberg and Gavin Session have both been sacked 10 times this year. So, I mean, that tells you the story right there. As this 5-1 team and an 0-6 team have been sacked about the same amount.
Yes.
I mean, what that says about the Rebels O-line and what about the Broncos O-line. But, again, it comes down to, a lot of other factors other than how many times your quarterback is getting pressure.
Oh, absolutely. And the Rebels are going to get sacked, fairly high anyway. They throw the ball a lot. So that's going to happen. But the Broncos don't really throw the ball a whole bunch. So there's a sack. Right.
And the ball is out. No, they're going to say down on contact, as Manny Fontaine had all the time in the world to take that one to the house if it was deemed a fumble, as Seth Beckwith getting into the backfield there and getting the sack.
Seth came on the blitz, and just his pure speed ran him down, and a tremendous play by Seth. And again, Carter was had to get on his horse and get going, and he's not given a lot of time, and that just slowly eats away inside you and in your brain to say, geez, when I get back and throw this one, I better throw it quick, and then your receivers aren't ready, or different things like that. So your clock inside starts to speed up, and you're not ready.
Here comes the pressure again, and that is going to be a sack and maybe a fumble recovery, as Manny Fatu comes out with the ball this time, and this time it is a turnover as Bryce Ruther coming in forces the pressure, and the Rebels get another turnover on defense.
Yeah, again, just up front push, and then you didn't allow Moberg a place to go and get guys on him, and and also you're clawing at the ball pretty good before he goes down, and that's what probably happened in that pile, and now you got a lot of guys yelling on the Broncos sideline now. They're angry. They're they don't want to be embarrassed. That's another thing. You don't want to be embarrassed, and the Rebels aren't. I don't want to say they're trying to embarrass them, but the Rebels are just saying, you came to our gym. We're going to play.
Yeah, and with that matchup against the Okanagan Sun next week, the Rebels can't afford to take it easy, because that will definitely seep into next week where they want to be in top shape.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that was a delay a game on the Rebels. And it's also the Sun are up in Prince George this evening, and Prince George has a pretty good football team. They're playing well right now. So the Sun are going to be in a game, if you will. The Sun are much, much better, but Kodiak's are going to bring them a game, and they're going to prepare them for the Rebels for next week. And so you got to have that in your mind. And then, it comes down to some pride as well. You get in games like these where the score's getting higher and higher, and players say, geez, I want a touchdown. I need a touchdown, and I got to pad my stats, and different things like that. And Rob will never let that happen offensively as the offensive coordinator. But he also knows who's hot right now. The running backs are hot. All the receivers are hot. Zion is hot. So it's just kind of like plug somebody in, hand him the football, or throw it to him.
That was a gain of 14 by Antoine Daly on first down after the penalty. So that makes it second and very short, and probably a free play here for Gavin Session to look end zone. Look for Zion Brown in the top of your screen. No, they're going to run it. It's going to be Antoine Daly up the middle again. Why not? Another sizable gain of about 8. As they're just feeding number 29 the ball, maybe getting those rushing yard stats up that have been down all year for the Rebels here, and good game to keep the ball on the ground.
Oh, absolutely, and it keeps the clock going, makes for a fast game, and also, Daly could be approaching 100 yards right now with almost to halftime. He's run the ball quite well, and his running has set up the pass, and vice versa. The way Gavin's throwing the football has set up the runs to Daly.
Rebels bring in a big package here, bringing in the fullback here on first down, and they're going to fake the pass here, and Gavin Session looking end zone. Zion Brown is on an island. That's his 3rd touchdown on the day, as Zion Brown could have gone to get a cup of coffee and still come down with that football. It's another Rebel score.
That was looks like when he's running off here, it looks like he might have a little sore right leg. He was touching his hammy a bit. But anyhow, on that play there, Gavin, he got out quick. He wanted to throw the ball to his right to start with. And then it was just Zion just made the break and wide open. And I think everybody on the Broncos in the defensive backfield bought the fake to Antoine, and allowed Zion to get wide open on that.
Extra point up and good, make it 49-0. And that fullback definitely fooled the Broncos. They definitely sold on the run there, and that's why Zion Brown was so open on that play.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about the 4th or 5th touchdown pass maybe for Gavin today, and he's just lighting it up. If it's his 5th, he's got 20 now on the season, and that's phenomenal. with still what, 3 games to go after this one.
I'm going to put my quick math skills to test. If he threw 5 passing touchdowns, that'd be 42. Plus the pick 6 would have been 49. So I'm going to say he's got 4 passing and 1 rushing.
Okay, because we also
But
had the 1 rushing.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with.
I forgot about the rushing one.
Yeah. But still, 5 all-purpose touchdowns in 1 half.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Charlie Wiersma with another squib kick. And this one going to be out of bounds just near the 30. As I didn't quite get a number on who came down with that football for the Broncos. Looks like maybe
34.
Errol Ciccone. Sounds like a Batman mob boss name.
And this is typical for where the Broncos have started today, inside their 30, on the 30. And they just can't seem to get going, other than that very first play of the game when Bam Bam Cam picked up about 26-yard run. They've been stuck in neutral, and they've been turning the ball over on interception, or not interceptions, on fumbles, as well as sacks.
This is a screen pass to Corey Jeeves on first down, and Will Bromelo, with the help of Bronson Pfeiffer, brings them down. It's a gain of about 4, maybe 5. Make it 2nd and 6 here for the Broncos.
Yeah, that was a nice quick pass to Corey, but the Rebels were like kids trying to get to a bag of Smarties. They were all there getting after him, and didn't have no escape route, but he did pick up 4 yards, so they do have a manageable 2nd and 6.
Bo Newvermont coming off the field here. He took a knee there, and hopefully he's okay. As again, as we talked off the top of the show, injuries have really riddled this Rebels team, especially on defense. As Gio Lanuzzi, PJ Hudson, Joe McGovern, Ben Matai, Evan Hart, all out with injuries. And they're going to look to get healthy here down the backstretch of the season as Carter Moberg's going to go deep for Colton Meikle, but it is overthrown and incomplete. As they were going for it all there on 2nd down, but it comes up short, and it looks like they're going to be punting this ball away once again.
Yeah, similar to that first one that Colton missed when Moberg just hit him perfectly. But on this one here, he had the time to set up, but then the Rebels got the pressure on him, and I think I guess his inside clock is saying, I got to throw it. And when he threw the football, as he stepped through, he just put a little bit too much oomph on it and overthrew Colton on that one.
So it's another 2 and out here as Jeeves stays on the field to punt this football away, and it's a booming kick down the sideline. Tyrell Hoffland does a good job to corral that, and he's going to change directions and go to the right. Breaks a tackle of Colton Meikle, going around the edge. He's got some room, and this time he's going to stop up, makes a nice move, and is going to be brought down right near the midfield line as Tyrell Hoffland with another great return. Again, we haven't seen him in the special teams unit for a few weeks after he had an injury in week 2 or 3, but he's made a statement here in week 8.
Yeah, it was a good one. As he reversed field and go back all the way across the right, he made guys miss. I mean, Meikle missed there, put 34 in a bad angle, but just, you're making players move their feet. And when you run like that too, it's kind of confusing to your own team. They're not sure, okay, where the heck's he going? And that's a lot of times when you get an illegal block penalty happening in that, but this was a clean return. They start at midfield, and another great starting point for the Rebels in this game today.
Gavin Sessions still in the game with 5 all-purpose touchdowns. I don't know what the record is for how many touchdowns and a half, but we got to be getting close. As on first down, it's Antoine Daly, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 3 on the handoff, make it 2nd and 7.
Look, I think got his hand on that one to limit the gain to 2. But again, you're making the Broncos respect the run, respect the pass. So now you put them on a bit of an island, and they're not sure. Okay, are they throwing this time or are they running this time? And then guys they get stuck. Their feet get stuck in mud just for that split second for you to be able to make a play.
So the fullback going out wide to the left here. It could be a screen pass incoming. No, they're going to go down the field here. And 2nd and 8, and Session going to roll out of the pocket with pressure coming, and he's going to take it himself. Here goes Gavin Session, and he is going to slide down after getting the first down. As that was an odd formation there to see number 44 there for the Rebels. That's Kanan McNay coming off the field now. As that was an odd set to put your fullback out wide, but it worked out. It was a first down.
Yeah, and Gavin did a smart thing there as he rolls to his right. Rather than throw the ball away, he knows he didn't pick up yards, but then he got on the ground real quick here, get the first down, make the slide, because he got injured last week, and there's no sense taking an unnecessary hit in this game today.
And Session on first down. He's looking deep downfield. Here's the ball, and Jeremiah Beckwith has it. That's a big reception, tackled just past the 15, as that's about a 30-yard reception there for the big tight end, Jeremiah Beckwith.
Yeah, I see Gavin come running up now, a quarterback getting in the huddle, and he's got a little bit of a limp to him here. And but that was, yeah, he threw that off his back leg here. You can see he just sees it the last second and does a little hop and just arms it. That's all he did, was just arm that down there, and Beckwith made the catch. But you got to be careful on with your starting quarterback for a big game next week, getting hurt and something like this when you're already leading 49-0.
And here's a run as it's Antoine Daly up the gut, and it's a good gain of about 6 or 7. As they stay on the ground here on first down. They've been perfect in the red zone today and are getting pretty close to the goal line once again here. It's going to be 2nd and 4 on 3-minute warning.
Yeah, again, just hand the ball off, get what you can get, and like all game today, Rebels are picking up 6-7 yards a run, and I'm not sure what they're picking up through the air, but it's got to be probably a 25-yard average at this point.
So the play's clocked in here, and Rebels got to get this ball away fairly quickly to avoid a delay of game penalty. As we'll wait for the 5-second marker. There it is. Receivers in motion. Session takes the snap, looking end zone immediately to the left, and Aiden Bowles has it. Touchdown Rebels. We are past the 50 mark before the half, as Aiden Bowles, who had a big week a couple weeks ago here, gets on the board with a touchdown of his own. And there's a late flag that the Rebels don't seem to be too happy about, as there might have been some contact there after the play. But regardless, the touchdown should stand, or will it? Let's wait and see.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, unless it was a late hold or a little bit of an unnecessary roughness against the Rebels.
And looks like the special teams, yes, it is a touchdown. So
that'll be on the kickoff.
It'll be on the kickoff. That will be applied. It's 55-0 pending the extra point here. And Paul, I said we wouldn't get near that 95-point marker, but we're here.
I hope the Rebels do what they can not to put that number up. There's a lot of things you can do with your team. You know, when you, like to say, second half, hopefully there'll be a whole flip over in personnel to allow the younger guys an opportunity to play. You know, Gavin's had a great first half now, but you wouldn't want him to get injured. You don't want anybody to get injured. Same with the Broncos. You know, you don't want anybody to get injured. And this is one of those things that these things happen. These type of games always happen.
So just by body language, again, it's kind of like when the starting pitcher gets the handshake from the manager in baseball. It looks like Gavin Sessions' day is done here, as 5 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. That's more than enough for half a game, let alone a whole game. So good day for him and the receiving corps here. Again, 56-0. And we're not quite to halftime here, as the Rebels are going to kick this ball back to the Broncos.
Yeah, they should be kicking off from their own 30-yard line after that penalty.
And again, we're only an hour into this game, and we're almost to halftime. We're moving at a blazing pace, which for a game of this magnitude and of this score line is probably not the worst thing.
That's true, especially with that supposed rain on the horizon.
I felt some raindrops here pretty much through the first half, but they've come and gone. So we've been in the clear so far. Let's hope it stays that way, as Charlie Wiersma kicks this one off, and it is going to bounce, and Stockbrugger is going to take this one and go immediately to his right before Braden Look, the veteran DB, one of the captains here today for the Rebels, makes the tackle, and that's where the Broncos are going to take over, just past the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it's probably their best starting point right now in the game. But now they just, goal now for the Kamloops is to go down and score a touchdown. Last week against the Sun, they scored a late field goal, and I watched the game, and just the bench was fired up when they kicked it, and it makes you feel good. It's like we accomplished something. So that's what they should be doing here, is let's go down and score a touchdown.
First down run doesn't get much. As I didn't quite see the number going in. Stockbrugger, and it is Stockbrugger that took that first down handoff. The 28 and the 26 look very familiar when you're going into a pile of bodies there between Gregorchuk and Stockbrugger. So that's a gain of 2. That makes it 2nd and 8. Clock running at 2:20 here in the first half. And again, 1 first down to speak of here in the first half for the Broncos. As there's the snap, and Moberg going to look deep. It's a throw that needs to go back for, but that is going to be caught as Ty Holmes makes the reception, and that is going to move the chains for the 2nd Broncos first down of the day.
Yeah, just an out, an easy out, 12-yard out, make the catch, first down. You still got 2 minutes to go here. You're in Rebels territory. So work your way down, come away with some points before halftime to give you a little bit of a lift going into the break, and because you never know what's going to happen in the second half. Maybe the Rebels, they make the full change and the score ends up 56-30. Something like that. We've been to those type of games, and so just do what you can do. That's all you can do.
Play action goes to Colton Meikle, and he's going to try for some blocking. Going down the sideline, here goes Colton Meikle, and his helmet comes off on the tackle, but not before a sizable gain of about 30 yards, as that's the first time we've seen Colton Meikle get the ball, and he made something out of nothing there for a huge gain.
Yeah, and he's been targeted 3 or 4 times, and this one here, you can just see switches the ball as he knows he's going up the sideline, and got some pretty good speed for a big guy, and he just gets cut down at the end. I noticed he was limping a little bit when he was coming back into the huddle, but when they take a low tackle sometimes, that's what the result of it is, just a little twist of the knee or an ankle. He's down now, so he'll have to come out.
And Colton Meikle, a star receiver here for the Broncos for the last number of years. And what would it mean to this program, Paul, for a guy like Colton to get that call to the CFL, especially in the times that they've had, to maybe draw some prestige to the team and maybe entice some more players to say, hey, with the success for the team hasn't been there, but you know what, if you show up, you put in the work, there's still that opportunity down the road.
Oh, it would be huge. And it's one of those things that, you come into junior football or CIS ball and you're thinking, okay, yeah, maybe I can play CFL or something like that. And then as you're there longer and you're improving as an athlete, the eyes are on you, the Lions approach you, and they say, we'd like to invite you to camp. And that's what they did with Colton. They did that with Jacob. They did with Kieran, Passant. There's a ton of guys. Katoy, Javon Katoy from the Lions came out of the Langley Ram program. So that is there, but from a standpoint of saying, come and play for the Broncos or come and play for the Rebels, there's an opportunity. You can be looked at by the BC Lions because they're territorial protection until you graduate junior, and they might sign you to go to camp. And the BC and Calgary and Edmonton and the Western teams recognize that with junior football. The Eastern not as much. The CFL and the East don't really get after the junior players because there's so many universities down there. But it's huge here out in the West for junior players in the CFL.
So the Broncos into Westshore territory for the first time today, and it's a first down run for Owen Stockbrugger that goes nowhere. As we'll probably reset this ball right where it stood, 2nd and 10. And we'll keep an eye on Meikle as he gets worked on by the training staff here, but came off with an obvious limp, something lower body not sitting well with him. So we'll keep you updated as this game moves along. Again, Meikle, a huge part of this football team for the Broncos.
Yeah, and he's just, and he's been targeted a lot this year. But I just think he's been getting special treatment and coverage by the visiting team or the opposition because he is such a good athlete.
So 2nd and 11 here as Moberg. Here comes the pressure right away. A big hit as he throws, and that's going to be incomplete. As looks like pass interference is going to be the call, but Carter Moberg taking a beating here in this first half, and that was another big shot as the Rebels brought an extra man to the rush, and no one had protection there, and that's a big hit.
Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things that you don't have time to throw the football. You want to hurry. You don't want to take the hit. You want to hurry, and receivers aren't ready. But on that one there's a little bit of interference against the Rebels, so that'll move the ball up. 15 yards, and that's going to
Westshore, number
give the
6.
Broncos
15 yards, automatic, first down.
a first down on the Rebels 12 with 55 seconds left. So, you know, the Broncos score here gives them a bit of a lift, makes them feel good, and Rebels obviously do not want that to happen. They want to shut these guys out.
So here we go. Red zone opportunity here for the Broncos. Their first of the game, and it's going to be a run to Stockbrugger, and Manny Fatu closes the gap. And Miles McPherson, with some emphasis, finishes the tackle, as that's a loss of yardage. And now the Broncos going to have to back up on this one as they're further from the goal line.
Yeah, and Manny got in the backfield. Manny, he could have probably taken the handoff. He was in there so quick. You can just see here, he's right there. And it's, when you beat your offensive lineman that quickly, everybody kind of stops because the guy next to him also sees out of the corner of his eye that you've been beaten so bad. And quarterback hands off, the running back, his eyes light up because he goes, oh my God, I'm going to get crushed here. So it's one of those things that if you can get into the backfield that quickly, or just be dominating the O-line like that, somebody takes an extra step, delayed step, and everything slows down and allows the defense to just really expand and explode onto the play.
Manny Fatu, the BCFC and CJFL Defensive Player of the Week last week in that 52-6 win over the Rams. He had 4 tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 2 sacks, and a pass knockdown, and he was just everywhere. I mean, that entire unit, the whole Rebels defensive line, was causing all kinds of problems that game, and Manny talked to him at practice this week, and he said the biggest thing for him is just staying healthy. He's been here for a few years and hasn't been able to stay on the field for prolonged periods of time, and this year he's been feeling good every week, and we're seeing what he can really do when he stays healthy.
Oh, no kidding. In last week's game, the Rebels defense played them just like they are today. You know, they're dominating, they got good coverage, good pursuit, they're all going to the football as quickly as possible, and it's just, once you have that confidence inside you, it breeds to everybody on the team. Let's play like that. And so it's not surprising to see the way they're playing today, because that's exactly how they played last week.
So 2nd and 14, Moberg going end zone. He's got a man, but it's just overthrown and incomplete, as that receiver, Brock Dufort, got past the coverage. And there was a play there where they came away with 6 points, but instead it's going to be the special teams unit who's going to try and kick this one through the uprights and put some points on the board on 3rd down.
Yeah, just overthrow, and you can see on the replay there was pressure, but he had time to throw the football. It was good blocking, and he just overthrew it just a touch. So this is only the 2nd field goal try for the
Broncos this year. It's Benjamin Whitworth.
He made that one last week to put them on the board against the Sun, and that's what he's trying to do today.
It's about a 24-yarder here. Snap, hold, it's blocked and recovered by the Rebels. Here comes Will Bromelo. Will he get some blocking? What a turn of events this would be. Bromelo down the sideline. He's got the kicker to beat. He's got some blocking and brought down just past the 20. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, flag down too. I'm not sure whether it might be a legal block by the Rebels.
And the shutout, still intact. As I don't think it was even the timing of that caused the block. I think it was a squibbed kick, but I mean, we'll probably see it on the replay, but it didn't look like it had the height, even if there was no blockers.
Yeah, definitely it looked like it was kicked more into the bulk of the rush rather than up and over.
Just waiting to see here.
Yeah, they got in so quick that he couldn't get it up off the ground.
So that would have been a turn of events. I don't know if we've been here for a blocked field goal attempt into a touchdown before. And Gavin Session coming back out here for this possession here.
No, they got a butt block, it looks like.
And Will Bromelo getting the daps from the sidelines there, and he's been a big addition to the D-line all season and special teams, and he's another one of those mountains of guys that's just He looks like he's from a different planet than everybody else.
Hey, here comes the call. Hopefully we hear it.
Shout out Nickelback.
Yeah.
I didn't go to their concert up at Laketown Ranch, but I heard it was a good one.
Yeah, everybody is saying that.
So ball placed at the Broncos 50-yard line. Session has all the time in the world to throw this one. And he is going to throw it way downfield for Zion Brown, and that is complete. I think Tyrell Hofflin got crossed up. He thought that ball was for him, but it was about 8 feet over his head. And Zion Brown with the reception moves the chains. It's another Rebels first down.
Yeah, and that, again, it's just a lot of time, and Gavin can just scan the field, pick whoever's open. You can see on the replay here, he's got a ton of time to throw the ball. Good protection. Offensive line just working their butts off to protect for him. And Zion finds the open area, and this will be the last play of the half. So you're going to definitely see them go to the end zone here.
Yeah. So here we go.
Surprised they're not going to try the field goal.
Final play of the half. It's an all-go situation. Here comes the pressure. Session breaks the tackle, breaks the pressure's got a man, and it is caught for a touchdown. That's Antoine Daly, the running back up the middle. And we are past a 60 bomb at the half, as it was an all-go play, and the Rebels come down with it for another touchdown. Paul, you got to pull out the record book here, because we're getting close to record touchdowns here in a half for the Rebels.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, unfortunately, I left that at home, and it's on paper. I'm not quick enough on a computer to have it on a phone or something like that. You kidding me? I still have a phone book.
Unofficially, that's Gavin's 6th passing touchdown of the half, and Charlie Wiersma kicks this one up and through for the extra point. We might have to start looking up the stats at halftime. If I can't see a world in which Gavin Session plays the second half, but if he did, oh my goodness, we are looking at some records today.
Yeah, I would, like one side of me is saying, yeah, that would, to see him have so much success is tremendous, but yeah, you're already up 63-0. There's no sense, piling it on these guys. Just give somebody, the young guys, a chance. Let them go out and throw 6 in the second half.
So that is where we leave you. It is 63-0 Westshore at the half. We still have another whole half of football to play. And we're going to have to come up with something to talk about here. Paul, what's your favorite ice cream?
Ice cream. Ice cream. Let's see.
We'll talk about it when we come back. How about that, Paul? It is 63-0. That's where we'll leave you. We hope you come back for second half coverage here at Starlight Stadium. Until then, we hope you enjoy the time being until we come back. And again, 63-0 your score for Paul Short. I'm Tyler Bennett. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for second half action here at Starlight Stadium.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Where are we going? Show me around. Tip of our fingers, well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open, well, life's never far behind. All these places are known to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination, but because of the journey itself. Take a deep breath and smell the freshness of the air. Listen to nature's music. Look out onto the vast horizon. Indulge in locally foraged food. Feel the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the ocean. Let your senses come alive.
Hi, I'm Jonah Anderson from Port Alberni, BC.
I'm Charlie Wiersma. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
I'm Bronson Pfeiffer. I'm from Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Ben Matai. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I'm PJ Hudson from the UK, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite snack food?
Chips, they're my weakness. I get bored of flavors, so I'm always getting something new. I like to say with Doritos though.
I'd say probably like biscuits, or you guys call them cookies. It's like a digestive, and it's got like chocolate on it. It's quite bad. I go for like a pack of those like 3 times a week.
I'm more of a vegetable guy, so I think like peas, some cut up cucumber, you know, that type of stuff. I'm more into that, yeah.
Nice. I like sour cream and onion, not Lay's, Ruffles chips. I just like the texture, you know.
I get made fun of this for a lot, but I really like chocolate covered jujubes.
What? The next practice, I showed up with like 2 boxes and I made sure that everybody had one. And I had maybe like 2 people out of the entire team who were like, yeah, this is good. So I caught a lot for that.
What sport would you play if you didn't play football?
When I was younger, I tried a lot of sports. I wasn't really good at soccer. I wasn't good at basketball really either. I probably would have done boxing, to be honest. I probably would have boxed though.
Soccer.
Hockey or volleyball. I like both of those. You know, I got active in it with my family and stuff, and I just enjoy it.
I actually played soccer. I played in high school. I played ever since I was like 8 years old, so I play soccer.
Probably hockey. Hockey seems like a lot of fun. I know how to skate, I don't know how to stop.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Yeah, easy answer.
My dog's passed away, but I have cats right now, but I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
Definitely a dogs guy. Yeah, no cats for me.
Oh, dogs for sure. Yeah, I'm not really a big cat guy.
I have a similar personality to cats. I like just lounging around and keeping to myself.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Let's take a long close look when no one else can see. In a dream I was made of gold, and I knew just what to say. Let me take you far away, away. As long as I'm with you, I can do anything. As long as I'm with you, I can do anything. When you're looking for a way to go, won't you reach for my hand? 'Cause I will be with you, just need to hold on.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I'm co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. And more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Hey, this is Gio Lanuzzi. I'm from Victoria.
My name is Xavier Venkatea. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia.
This is Cameron Cohen from North Vancouver.
Tyrell Hofflin. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
Hey, it's Marino Diella. I'm from Victoria, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite movie?
Right now it's gonna be Sinners. Just came out. Love that. The soundtrack's amazing on that movie.
I don't even know. Probably White Chicks, to be honest. It's good.
I don't even watch movies like that for real.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Good. You want coming out too? Are you gonna
Yeah,
go see that?
I already watched it.
And?
It's okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete, Michael Jordan, for sure.
Dan Marino.
Hi, Jan.
All time, definitely Bo Jackson. Love the dual sport, baseball, football. Love that. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Tyreek Hill.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who?
What's your favorite video game?
Right now, this new game, Rematch, just came out. Soccer, kind of like Rocket League, kind of mix. It's nice, yeah.
Probably Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
I'd say COD. I used to play a lot of COD.
I don't really play anymore.
What was your favorite video?
Fortnite.
Right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals and a little bit of Grow Your Garden on Roblox.
If you had to pick one, who is the GOAT?
My mom.
Prime Cam Newton.
Probably Muhammad Ali, just influential person all around, and just in boxing. So yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Tom Brady's stories, it's amazing, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all on the same level, you know? It's like the mental, that's where it's at.
Dan Marino. I have to.
Were you named after Dan Marino?
I wasn't,
No.
but I have to like him. I can't not like him.
And we are back here at Starlight Stadium as the rain continues to fall here. The Broncos receiving the ball for the second half. And that's Owen Stockbrugger on the return, gets a few yards. Not much to speak of, though, and that's where we will kick off our second half of football as everyone's put the rain jackets on. I said before the game I'd jinx it if I set up the tent to keep us dry.
Yep.
It would have been clear skies. And, of course, the one game I don't set it up, it's rain.
Way to go.
Yep, I will take full ownership.
But it doesn't matter. It's football, and we're coming up on your typical football weather with September here now, so we can expect this.
Here is Moberg on first down. He's got pressure coming. He is going to throw this one towards the cheerleaders. Look out. And it looks like they're going to be okay as he had nowhere to go with that football. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, again, just a continuation of the first half. A lot of pressure put on Moberg. So it could be a long second half for these guys. Because in the first half, they only generated 33 yards of total offense. And they've always been starting inside their own 40-yard line, basically.
2nd and 10 here, Moberg. Here comes the pressure again. It's a throw underneath. That is going to be caught as that's Brock Dufort, and he is going to be brought down right near the first line marker, and looks like it's going to be a touch short, so decision time here for 3rd down for the Broncos.
Yeah, I think Coach Vanke will say, let's punt the football. Let's try to keep this score where it's at and no more added to it. Yeah, the Rebels in the first half generated 488 yards of total offense, and Gavin Session was 19 of 22, 403 yards, and 7 touchdown passes.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing. I'm not sure what the first half stats are record-wise, but he's got to be up there.
So Corey Jeeves going to kick this ball away for the Broncos. A bit of a high snap, but has some time. And is he going to fake it? Nope, he's not. He's going to kick it before the line of scrimmage. And Tristan Ramos-Arevalo has to back up for this one at his own 30. And he is going to choose the left sideline. Not a lot of room to operate, but he is going to get past the 40 near the 55. So right near the midfield line is Ramos-Arevalo with a good return. And that's where the Rebels will start. And Gavin Session Day is indeed done after 7 touchdown passes and a rushing one for 8 all-purpose touchdowns in the first half. Enter Zachary Wetch, who did get some playing time last week in Langley, as he came in the third quarter. And he had not a bad day. 94 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes, an interception, but 42% completion, so he'll look to get those numbers up today. And first-year quarterback, and it's always good to get some time playing, especially in these scenarios.
Oh, absolutely, and it's one of those things, you know, you never know when Gavin's going to go down, so your second-string guy got to have some playing experience. You don't want to put him in cold, and this is a perfect opportunity.
Wetch on first down, takes a snap, looks to throw immediately. It is caught. That's Brady Jenkins, and that is a first down, and he's going to stay on his feet for a couple extra yards as it takes a few Broncos to bring down number 83. And Brady Jenkins also had a good week last week. He caught a few passes, had some big plays, and again, this receiving core very deep for this Westshore team.
Very deep, and this last pass by Zach was just a bullet. It just zipped the ball in there, and that's what you want to see your quarterbacks do anytime they're on the field, is to have some authority behind the pass, keep everything strong, everything in place.
There's a first down throw for Josh Nevin. That's incomplete, so good job by the Broncos secondary to break that one up. It makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was a good pass. It's just that to me, it looked like he tried to force it in, and the coverage was there by the Broncos to force him into a second down. But again, the Rebels are in a position here where it's like they can do anything they want on second down, and they've been doing it all game. So we'll see what they can do here with new quarterback, new young receivers in.
Here's a throw by Wetch, and looking for Nevin again, but that one incomplete. There is a flag after the play, so this could keep the Rebels offense on the field. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I think it might be against the Rebels. Yeah, holding against the Rebels. That'll be declined, and I'm sure the Rebels will be punting the football.
So it's only the second Rebels punt on the day, as they were nearly perfect on offense in the first half. And broken up call there from the head official. And when you're nearly perfect, that's when you end up with 8 all-purpose touchdowns, and the defense also adding a pick 6 in there as well, and that's where we stand at this point.
Yeah, it was a good first half all around for the Rebels. Defensively holding the Kamloops under 50 yards of net offense is a pretty amazing feat, to be honest with you.
That's a fairly short kick in terms of Jordan Kranz. There's a big hit, though, as Stockbrugger on the return got lit up by the Rebels special teams unit. And it looked like it was maybe Simon Kerr on that tackle. I'm not quite sure, but good to see Stockbrugger up from that big collision, and the Broncos will take over near their own 30.
Yeah, it looks like it could be no yard. Yeah, no yards against the Rebels on that. So Broncos will move up a little bit more. Yeah, 5-yard penalty on this one, so they'll be starting at their own, looks like 34-yard line.
So Moberg and the Broncos offense have had a few sparks of life, but very inconsistent on offense this game, as it's going to be a screen pass on first down, as that's Dufort, and he is brought down pretty quickly there on the screen pass as Bronson Pfeiffer and Seth Beckwith team up to make that tackle, and gain of about 2, call it 2nd and 8.
Oh, what surprised me is in this game with the Rebels is when Kamloops runs those type of swing passes, quick pass out passes to the wide receivers, the Rebels are there, and they have a lot of red jerseys around the ball carrier. And they must have that competition or practice that the last one in has to do push-ups or something, because they're really hustling to the football.
Moberg on second down. There comes the pressure, and it's a big hit. They're going to call it incomplete, as that was a big, big tackle there. As I'm just trying to get the license plate there, as it's Deng Aken, defensive lineman for the Rebels, making that big one, and
He came hard and really wide open here, all by himself.
Carter Moberg has taken a beating in this game. And it seems like it's starting to set in here for the Broncos quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like he came down on his shoulder there because he came up holding his arm. So generally that means land on the shoulder. He did land on the shoulder, but he's taken a beating all game. He's been touched almost in every play when he's dropped back to pass. And
there's the kick by Jeeves, had a bit of a slip up, and Tyrell Hofflin has some room to run here on the return. Look out, this could be a big play as Hofflin down the left sideline with some blocking, and he is going to cut to the middle, but he is going to be brought down there. Was that a horse collar tackle? Doesn't look like it, as Tyrell Hofflin with about a 50-yard return is going to set the Rebels up near the 20-yard line, as Hofflin, not a guy you want to kick to there on the punt team.
no, he's averaging around, I think it was 18 yards return on when he's returning punts, and anytime you can get up even a 10-yard return on an average is pretty darn good. And Tyrell's just a natural born returner. He is really good at it.
There's another Rebel injured, Miles McPherson. Looks like he's going to need some help to come off here, and again, injuries have played a big part of this Rebel season, so hopefully he's okay. He's been a big piece on the special teams unit and also on defense.
I'll see if Zachary can put these guys in the end zone. You know, this is his chance to shine now.
1st and 10 at the 20, and Antoine Daly going to be brought down, as that's a good tackle there. That's Luke Grindley, and that's maybe a loss of yards. No, it's going to be spotted right at the line of scrimmage again, so no gain on that one. 2nd and 10.
With Daly in the backfield, you don't lose anything, but I'm surprised we haven't seen Ryan Vincent today at all. He's in uniform, but he must be really being nursing some little nagging injury somewhere to be ready for next week.
2nd and 10, and Wetch is looking end zone, and that one is going to be incomplete. Charlie Wiersma, the intended receiver, he wanted a PI call but doesn't get it. Jacob Empoyo in coverage there, breaks that one up, and special teams unit going to come out to kick a field goal here.
Yeah, Charlie will be trying a field goal. Looks like it'll be coming from about the 27-yard line. Yeah, it's timing. You know, you get in a game with your number 2 quarterback. I don't want to say backup quarterback, but your number 2 quarterback, and it takes a little bit of the timing to get used to it, to make it happen, because it's different coverage, different looks you're going to be seeing by the defense, since it's not a practice scenario where everything is controlled.
Charlie Wiersma, Special Teams Player of the Week in Week 6, and that one is going to be up and through for 3 points, as that's about a 30-yard field goal there, and Charlie Wiersma continuing to impress there on the kick team and doubling as a receiver in the second half, puts 3 more points on the board, make it 66-0 Rebels.
Yeah, so it looks like the Broncos are going to take the ball at the 35-yard line and for first down.
So that makes Charlie 3 for 3 on field goal attempts this season. His longest was 39 yards, and he's also 11 for 11 on PAT attempts coming into this one. And he's added
he's had a lot
few
of practice
more today.
Yeah,
so
had a lot of practice today for sure.
Rebels having some personnel issues here as Deng Ken added to the D line here. Broncos taking over at the 35. Moberg on first down. Here comes the pressure. He's going to get it off. He's going to throw into coverage, and that one is incomplete as Isaiah Boutin was there for the Rebels, and the intended receiver, Brock Dufort, who they've been throwing at a lot here in the second half, but that one's incomplete, make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Isaiah had perfect coverage on that one. He was using the sideline as his helper and kept squeezing to the sideline, and nowhere for the pass to go but out of bounds.
The Broncos looking for their first down of the second half here. Staring at 2nd and 10 here, and it looks like the Rebels going to bring some pressure here. They are going to bring a 6-man rush, and that's going to be a quick pass by Moberg, and this time a PI is going to happen. Or is it? Let's wait and see, as Dufort was the intended receiver again. Boutin has his arms up in the air, like, what am I supposed to do there?
Yeah, you can almost call that against the offensive player, right? They're calling it against the defense, which isn't surprising. It was a 50-50, but at the end there, the offensive player pushed off, and you can almost say
Our
okay,
local sponsors,
either way,
as advertised on the
or just put the
Jumbotron
flag in
and
your
our hot
pocket and
sheets.
Just was a hand fighting situation.
So free first down here for the Broncos. And Carter Moberg still in this game again. He's taken a lot of hits today. He's fighting through it. And he's going to make a quick throw, and that one going to be broken up as Caleb Ahiram was right there. Probably could have had a pick, but bats it out incomplete, and that had interception written all over it, but it's 2nd and 10.
Oh, a large wingspan on him because he got his hands out in front of that just to knock that ball away, because that would have been completed if he missed it. And really, really fine play by the defender there.
So 2nd and 10 near midfield. Moberg gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap. It's a big rush coming from the Rebels. Another deep throw by Moberg. He's got a man deep, and it is incomplete. And they want another pass interference call as Brock Dufort, the intended receiver, once again, but not going to get it. And that time it's Cooper Niedermeyer in coverage. And that one was a little more debatable, I think, than the last play, but they don't get the call this time.
Yeah, it was, again, it's, you're both the offense and defensive player can get to the football. You just got to try not to impede anybody, and that's sort of no harm, no foul, but now they're going to go for it here on 3rd down, and which, why not?
3rd and 10 near midfield, and here comes the pressure, and down goes Moberg. As that is a Rebel sack. That's Danga Ken once again. And 97 having a big half here. And that is another Broncos turnover. And the frustration mounting for the Broncos, and just nothing seems to be going right for them today.
Yeah, they just, again, there's no protection at all, and when you have a free path to the quarterback, you're going to be getting after him all the time, because he's like as they used to say, he's got a pork chest vest on, and everybody that's attacking him is a tiger.
I like that. So the Rebels taking over here, just on the Broncos side of the football field. Empty backfield set, and here's a pass that is going to be complete. And a little bit of room to run there, but a gain of about 5, as that's Josh Nevin on the reception. I think I mix him and Blair Van Bruscha up too much because they're just similar build.
Mm-hmm.
But that time it's Josh Nevin for real this time. He played some running back a couple weeks ago because Rob Liverpool ran out of running backs as Kai Nickel, Ryan Vincent, and Elliot DeWood all got injured in the same game.
Yes.
So they had to funnel in some receivers to play running back in that game. Can you believe it? So 2nd and 6. Time for Wetch to throw, and he's got a man. It's Brady Jenkins, and he has got the first down and then some, as the Okotoks Alberta product had 9 catches for 120 yards coming into this game, and he's got a couple receptions here in the second half. It's a Rebels first down.
Yeah, it's a pitch and catch. They haven't missed anything with Gavin sitting on the bench. Zach's just doing the same thing. Drop back, set the feet, throw the football to the open guy, and there's been plenty of open guys.
Zachary Wetch playing out of Belmont High School, which is a hop, skip, and a jump here from Starlight Stadium. Here is a good run by Antoine Daly. It's a gain of about 15, and that will move the chains again as the Rebels are marching towards the goal line again here. And we still got 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and we are approaching the 70 mark if the Rebels can find the end zone here.
Yeah, and that definitely put Daly over 100 yards, because in the first half alone he had 11 carries for 93, so he's well on his way to a good afternoon run on the football.
So another red zone opportunity here for the Rebels. And Wetch has some trouble with the snap. He's going to throw it up high, and Brady Jenkins comes down with it. Touchdown Rebels. And we are officially on Century Watch here at Starlight Stadium as Brady Jenkins hauls in another major score for Westshore. And it's 72-0.
Wow. Well, 8 touchdown passes in this game. They need a couple more to possible. Well, they're definitely close to setting a record for the Rebels, I would assume, for the most number of touchdown passes in the game. And
there's a flub snap. Wet ball will do that. That's the first miss for Charlie Wiersma this season. And I think he knows it.
Yeah, I know he'd be disappointed, but not too disappointed. Now when you're in the fun end of the 72 points here.
The wet conditions do come into play, and they cost the Rebels a point, but still 72-0 here. Paul, we said we need some alternative storylines to talk about here in the second half. How about the CFL, the BC Lions? Man, oh man, what a game it was last night. They come up short. They lose by a single point. And a lot of questions, I think, right now for the Lions, especially given where they wanted to be at the start of the season, where they are right now.
Oh, absolutely. And I still think, you know, they have a really good football team. But everybody's good. CFL is professional football. All the teams are good. And I think at the end of the day, that's a good return there by Bam Bam Cameras. That's Stockbrugger on the reverse. But the Lions have with a new head coach, Buck Pierce. It takes a while to get what he wants to do offensively and defensively, and those pieces will fall into place. But they're still in position to take third place and/or possibly cross over for the playoffs, and there's still 4 or 5 games to go, so it's still a lot of CFL season ahead of us.
So 1st and 10 here. Moberg gonna hand the ball off at the middle, and Stockbrugger gonna be met at the line there by Bronson Pfeiffer for a short gain, if anything, make it 2nd and 8. And we're at a special time of the season right now, Paul, where if you want to watch football, man, you've got a huge selection as the NFL kicks off this week. They've already had a couple games, but the majority start tomorrow. College football well underway, the CFL, junior football. It's just a great time to be a football fan.
It really is. If you enjoy football, this is the time. September especially, because there's the basketball, hockey, and baseball don't interfere with complete coverage of football. But October is great too, because all the sports are going at that time. But no, it's just, if you are a football fan, you can get out to a live game with high school on now. Community started this week here, like in Victoria anyway, and everything. If you're a couch potato, you got lots to watch, ton of stuff to watch on television when it comes to football.
And a lot of stuff to come out and support. We want to see you here at Starlight Stadium as we march towards the playoffs here. We have one home game after this one before we do get to playoff time, and it's the Langley Rams coming to town for week 11. And by the looks of it, the Rebels will be hosting a playoff game, at least one. So we do want to see you out here at Starlight Stadium rooting on the Rebels. Again, it's a fun time to be here. It's a great night of football. And you got to get out and support these kids, as it's going to be Tyrell Hoffland on the return, and he is going to be tackled just shy of the 45. So that's where they will pick it up. I've never actually asked you this, Paul, but who is your NFL team? Do you have allegiance to the NFL at all?
Well, when I was a kid, about 3 years ago, no, I guess it would be about 1967, 68. We had moved here from Alberta, and there was a Sports Illustrated that came out, and it had on the front 2 guys from the Minnesota Vikings in the helmets, and the purple just jumped out right at me. And hey, I like that. And ever since, I've been a Vikings fan. And it was just all colors. And then when I first got into football, and I started a team in Oak Bay called the Oak Bay Marauders. And at that time, I was, 17 years old, I guess. And I liked the Washington Huskies as well. And they were purple and gold, so I thought, purple of the Vikings, purple of the Huskies, the gold pants of the Huskies. I'm going to make this team wear purple and gold. Yeah. So it was kind of, I've always been a Husky fan, always been a Vikings fan. So it's just, and I follow it. I don't really have a passionate drive for it. Nice interception.
Nice interception there, as that's Jacob Empoyo And that is a turnover, and the Broncos gonna take over.
Yeah, he's hurt. But yeah, just I watch the games to watch them, enjoy them, but I've never had that passionate drive, to, yell and scream at the TV or whatever. This is a tremendous play by Poyle. Oh yeah, you can see his that left knee on 46. I think it is 46 came in on the back end.
It looks like a pretty serious injury, so I'm hoping he's all right, but this might be an extended break. So we're gonna step aside here at Starlight Stadium, and we will come back to you when we assess the situation here as Broncos get the turnover. It's 72-0 Rebels. We'll be back after a few short messages.
Where are we going? Show me around. Tip of our fingers, well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open, well, life's never far behind. All these places are known to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination, but because of the journey itself. Take a deep breath and smell the freshness of the air. Listen to nature's music. Look out onto the vast horizon. Indulge in locally foraged food. Feel the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the ocean. Let your senses come alive.
Hi, I'm Jonah Anderson from Port Alberni, BC.
I'm Charlie Wiersma. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
I'm Bronson Pfeiffer. I'm from Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Ben Matai. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I'm PJ Hudson from the UK, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite snack food?
Chips, they're my weakness. I get bored of flavors, so I'm always getting something new. I like to say with Doritos though.
I'd say probably like biscuits, or you guys call them cookies. It's like a digestive, and it's got like chocolate on it. It's quite bad. I go for like a pack of those like 3 times a week.
I'm more of a vegetable guy, so I think like peas, some cut up cucumber, that type of stuff. I'm more into that. Yeah.
Nice. I like sour cream and onion, not Lay's, Ruffles chips. I just like the, just like the texture,
I get made fun of this for a lot, but I really like chocolate covered jujubes.
What? The next practice, I showed up with like 2 boxes and I made sure that everybody had one. And I had maybe like 2 people out of the entire team who were like, yeah, this is good. So I caught a lot for that.
What sport would you play if you didn't play football?
When I was younger, I tried a lot of sports. I wasn't really good at soccer. I wasn't good at basketball really either. I probably would have done boxing, to be honest. I probably would have boxed though.
Soccer.
Hockey or volleyball. I like both of those. I got active in it with my family and stuff, and I just enjoy it.
I actually played soccer. I played in high school. I played ever since I was like 8 years old, so I play soccer.
Probably hockey. Hockey seems like a lot of fun. I know how to skate, I don't know how to stop.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Yeah, easy answer.
My dog's passed away, but I have cats right now, but I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
Definitely a dogs guy. Yeah, no cats for me.
Oh, dogs for sure. Yeah, I'm not really a big cat guy.
I have a similar personality to cats. I like just lounging around and keeping to myself.
We're back here at Starlight Stadium, and it looks like the injury here of the Kamloops Broncos defensive back Ivan Tong is fairly serious. serious enough that the ambulance has been called in here at Starlight. We are awaiting the arrival of the medics to come here and help us out, but it means we're in an extended delay here at Starlight Stadium. Again, I know we're on TELUS Optic TV. It's the BCFC TELUS Optic Game of the Week, and for those who are tuning in on BCFC TV, we just want to let you know that we're in a bit of an extended break right now as we await the ambulance coming to the field. Obviously, we're thinking about Ivan Tong, hoping he's okay. Again, we're keeping an eye on the situation on the field. Looks like he's stable, but again, it's a serious enough injury. It's a lower body injury. It's enough that he's not going to be able to get off the field on his own and needs some expert medical attention. So we're awaiting that at the moment. And Paul, we went through this in week 2 here at Starlight, where we had about 3 of these incidents happen, and it's just, it takes the life out of the game.
It really does, and it affects the kids more than anything. You know, it's your teammate laying on the field there that's injured. You don't know how badly he is injured, and you know, you're praying that he's going to be okay and it's not as serious as everybody makes it out to be because an ambulance has been called. But ambulances are called as a precautionary stature, just to make sure that proper care is given. We're close to a hospital if need be, and yeah, just it's a shame. And you know, in a lot of these times when these type of injuries happen, they happen through friendly fire. You know, your own player rolling on you, or getting whipped around and by your own guy when both guys come in to make a tackle. It's like the Lions game last night. Betts got hurt, and it was his own guy coming in to make a tackle, and he hit Betts instead, and Betts went down and, you know, got up right away, but you could tell he had to come off because he was in a little bit of pain. But yeah, friendly fire injuries are a shame that you see them happen, but we got to take all the precaution in the world, because, you know, when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you got a whole life ahead of you, and you don't want to have something that happens on a football field, playing the game for nothing, that hampers you for the rest of your life.
So again, we're in an extended delay here. We're going to step away while we await the medics and the ambulance to come here to Starlight Stadium. We'll be back after some messages. Please stay with us.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Let's take a long close look where no one else can see. In a dream I was made of gold, and I knew just what to say. Let me take you far away, away. As long as I'm with you, I can do anything. As long as I'm with you, I can
My name's Harold Skadberg. I'm co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. More and more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Hey, this is Gio Lanuzzi. I'm from Victoria.
My name is Xavier Venkatea. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia.
This is Cameron Cohen from North Vancouver.
Carl Hofflin. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
Hey, it's Marino Diella. I'm from Victoria, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite movie?
Right now it's gonna be Sinners. Just came out. Love that. The soundtrack's amazing on that movie.
I don't even know. Probably White Chicks, to be honest. It's good.
I don't even watch movies like that for real.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Good. You want to come out too? Are you gonna go see that?
I already watched it.
And?
It's okay. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Michael Jordan, for sure.
Dan Marino.
Hi, Dan.
All time, definitely Bo Jackson. Love the dual sport, baseball, football, love that. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Tyreek Hill.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who? What's your favorite video game?
Right now, this new game, Rematch, just came out, soccer, kind of like Rocket League kind of mix. It's nice, yeah.
Probably Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
I'd say COD. I used to play a lot of COD.
I don't really play anymore.
What was your favorite game?
Fortnite.
Right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals and a little bit of Grow Your Garden on Roblox.
If you had to pick one, who is the GOAT?
My mom.
Prime Cam Newton.
Probably Muhammad Ali, just influential person all around and just in boxing. So yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Tom Brady's stories, it's amazing, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all on the same level, you know? It's like the mental, that's where it's at.
Dan Marino. I have to.
Were you named after Dan Marino?
I wasn't,
No.
but I have to like him. I can't not like him.
back here at Starlight Stadium as you see a stretcher coming out. We're still waiting on the ambulance service here at Starlight Stadium for Ivan Tong, who was injured on a play. Looked like his own teammate might have ran into him. It's definitely a leg injury that's severe enough that he needs extra support. We've been in the delay here for about 15 minutes now. And again, we're thinking of him. The nice thing to see, though, is that he has, at points, shown to the sidelines to his teammates he's stable, he's in good spirits, he's waved, he's given thumbs up to the sidelines. So he's in good spirits, and we kind of see it on the replay. I think we catch it here in a moment, and there you have it. I mean, mentally he's good. We've seen him, smiling and talking. He's in good spirits, and we're just, again, waiting on the ambulance to come down here and scoop him up. Unfortunately, there's a lot of factors in play here, Paul. One being Kamloops needs to get home tonight.
Yes. Yeah, they're booked on the 9 o'clock boat. So I was informed by the head official, happens to be my son as well, that they'll play the game once we get it going again, and they'll call it at 9:10. Or sorry, at 7:10, so that gives them time to shower and get out to the ferry and start their trip home. But and they've got a journey ahead of them because they're not sure if the Coquihalla will be closed, their normal route. Highway 1 was closed for their way coming down today because of a semi-trailer accident. So they're hoping the Coke's open. They'll get them home a little bit earlier rather than taking Highway 3, which should take them a long, long way around. But no, but Ivan Tong is he's the first priority right now. We got to make sure that he's stable and able to move, and pray that everything that X-rays he takes and everything comes back clean, and he begins his long road to recovery.
So the Rebels and the Broncos are looking like they're starting a bit of warm-up here just to stay sharp, stay clean. Again, there was a stretcher brought out there. Again, no ambulance on the field, but we're hoping once they do arrive that it's a pretty clean transition to get Ivan off the field and into the hands of professionals and getting taken care of. And we just thought we'd let you know that we're still here. We're still waiting to get things underway. Again, we're playing under difficult circumstances here, given the time frame, given the route home for Kamloops. I mean, that's a long trek without the fires going on and without the road closures. So we want to make sure they get home safely tonight as well. And I know everyone at home wants to see some football, but safety and health comes first, and that's where we currently stand at the moment. So we're just, again, we're playing a little bit of TV magic here, trying to keep things engaging for you guys. Again, this is the BCFC Telus Game of the Week, and we'd hate to see it end under this circumstance, but safety and health always come first.
Absolutely. These are just young guys playing football. They're just having fun out there. And it's just, yeah, you hate to see the injuries, especially ones where an ambulance is called or an overnight in the hospital. But it looks like they brought a backboard out, and they're going to try to move Ivan to the sideline. And then they can resume the game at that point. But they're going to make sure everything is kosher as far as making sure he's comfortable before you. Yeah, they lift him up here, so maybe he's okay as far as from a pain standpoint. He waved again, so he might be doing okay. A lot of time it's, because my wife was the game supervisor, she said it's definitely probably a broken leg. But once the shock wears off a bit of pain settles in, but then your body's able to catch up to go, okay, I'm okay. And then you can wave to the crowd, say, no, everything's good, I just got injured. And so I'd assume now they're going to move him to behind the stands here. They're bringing a tent out to keep him dry. And then the ambulance can drive in right down the back, and they can move him out when they arrive. But I'm kind of surprised how long it's been taking an ambulance to get here. Are they part of the BCEGU strike action? Boy, I don't know.
Yeah, nice to see that Jonah was all smiles there, and making sure Ivan Tong was in good spirits. We saw the smiles, the waves, the thumbs up, and it looks like we're going to get back to football action here. And again, we'll keep you updated as we Jonah, why do I keep saying Jonah? Ivan Tong is to my left here, so I can keep you up to date as the ambulance eventually will roll in here. But it looks like we're going to get back to football here at Starlight Stadium here, and again, we're playing under a bit of an accelerated clock here as this game needs to end by 7:10 in order for Kamloops to get to the ferry, so you might see some exaggerated clock runs here to help this game move ahead. And we pick it up 72-0 for the Rebels.
Now they're going to flip over here to the fourth quarter already, so
there's your accelerated time frame right there for you.
Might be able to get a full fourth quarter in, but this injury came after the interception by the Broncos, so they got first down on their own 51-yard line, which gives them again opportunity to get in the end zone and have something to smile about a little bit on the way home.
So after a lengthy delay, we are back to football.
New quarterback.
And a new quarterback indeed. And on first down, here's a good run down the sideline. And that's a good way to start off your possession as Owen Stockbrugger on the handoff gets good yardage, and that's Grayson Crackle in at quarterback now for the Broncos. So Carter Moberg, who took a beating through this football game. He was sacked multiple times, took a lot of hits, and they're going to go to the backup here, and good yardage on first down.
Oh, no, and a good start. You know, the handoff, do what you do best. Give the ball to Stockbrugger and let him run the football. And you haven't done much success throwing the ball tonight, so keep it on the ground.
Crackle going to throw on play action. That is complete and a big hit. Knocked out of bounds there. And that is Colton Dixon laying the boom as Cruz King gets the reception. It's a gain of about 3, make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, just a short little pass. You can see the replay, just a fake handoff. Stockbrugger up the middle, and you flip it out. And the safety's coming downhill pretty quick. He's got an angle on it because the ball's already been caught. And he just catches him, you know, close to the sideline and knock him out of bounds.
So 2nd and 7, the fans here at Starlight Stadium making some noise here, hoping their defense gets a stop. As here comes the pressure, and Crackle drops the football, and all he can do is land on it. Again, it's been wet here throughout the delay. There's been a sprinkle of rain, and that wet football causes Crackle to drop it, and nothing he can do there. And I think it's go time here for the Broncos.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to go for it, I would assume. Nothing to lose, obviously. But again, you know, your second quarterback gets a chance to play against one of the tougher defenses in the BCFC and in Canada for all that stands, and see how he matches up.
So 3rd and 13. And a little bit of miscommunication here. I don't see the 5-second signals from the officials here, and Crackle stays in the pocket through the pressure, is going to throw on the run. It's caught before a big hit, and the ball knocked loose, and that was a heavy collision there, and Brock Dufort felt all of it. And he is very slow to get up here and might need a bit of assistance. It looks like he's going to get up on his own power, but that one definitely hurt, as you see on the replay. Big collision there.
Yeah, and it was a completed pass. He had possession when he went to the ground. He's coming off now. He's got a little bit of a limp to him. He took a pretty big blow there. Right in the middle pit of the back.
Max Teradash making the tackle there, normally a receiver. Doubling as a DB there as a safety, and makes the big play. And 1st and 10 near the 35, and it's a handoff play, and another big hit this time by Seth Beckwith. And Owen Stockbrugger gets a small gain. It's going to make it 2nd and long.
Yeah, just, you know, what Stockbrugger and Bam Bam Cam do. They run up the middle and they pick up yards just on their quickness and their strength, lower body. Move the pile a little bit. You picked up a couple here, but it still puts you in a situation where you have an opportunity to get a first down. And that's all Kamloops can ask for right now, is just keep moving the football. Get into the end zone, feel happy about doing that.
2nd and 7, Crackle takes the snap. He's got pressure coming, and down he goes, as that's another sack for the Rebels D-line. They've been all over it today. That's Nelson Way, number 99, making the sack, and that makes it 3rd and 13, and the Broncos going to go for it again.
Yeah, it's something the Broncos O-line have seen all day, is just a wave of red running by them, and Crackle had felt the same thing that Moberg felt when he was in the field, is just a lot of red coming at him in a hurry.
So 3rd and about 14 now after the sack. The Rebels faithful here, still fairly strong through the wet weather. Make some noise here, and here's a deep throw by Crackle, but that one going to be well overthrown. And Liam Russell in coverage there for the Rebels, and
turnover
on downs as Nick Mason was the intended receiver, so the Rebels going to take over here at their own 42. And just couldn't quite get there as the receiver had a bit of the lane, but just a bit of an overthrow.
Yeah, he had a step on the defender, but yeah, just an overthrown pass. Had no chance to catch up to that.
Starting to think we dialed the wrong number. Did we dial, 711 instead of 911?
Yeah, I wonder, yeah.
Ambulance still not on site here, and Ivan Tong's still sitting beside me here getting checked out by trainers. Zachary Wetch drops the football, picks it up, and is going to throw a bomb downfield to Blair Van Bruchot. Did he come down with that? What a catch by Blair Van Bruchot. Oh my goodness. In double coverage, he's a little winded after that one. We've seen a few players take a knee here, and looks like the trainer going to need to come out here. But what a catch there by Blair.
That was, and especially after the quarterback dropped the ball, he didn't even, that was all arm to get it down there, and a receiver jumped up above everybody else, but an amazing play by Zach just to pick that ball up, maintain his pose, and huff the ball down there without even stepping into it, all arm.
There you see Ivan Tong still getting checked out, but again, all smiles. All the teammates for the Broncos have come by to check him out, and he seems in great spirits, which is great to see. And again, we're hoping the best for him. It's a speedy recovery, and hope to see him back out here as soon as he's ready to go.
Yeah, when you think about him tonight, when saying your prayers, just wish him all the best, because again, just young men playing football.
So 1st and 10 after the big play here, and Wetch going to hand the ball off to Antoine Daly, who's had a big day on the ground, and he's going to tack on some more as this is a gain of about 15, as Antoine Daly had the seas parted for his way, and that's another Rebels first down.
Yeah, he's had a good evening. Antoine's run well over 100 yards and just keeps moving the sticks. Every time he touches the football, he's picking up probably a 7-8 yard gain, and when you got that going for you, you slowly start to put a smile on your face knowing you're making the trek up to Kelowna next weekend, feeling pretty good about yourselves.
So 1st and 10 at the 19, another red zone opportunity here for the Rebels. Wetch gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, looking deep downfield, and that's going to be caught, not before a quick tackle there. As Oliver Cowan making the catch as the Rebels are digging into their deep receiving core here late in this football game, and they're showing some stuff here. A couple nice catches, and it's going to be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, again, just a quick little pass, set the feet, throw the football, get what you can get. It's a running clock right now because of the injury and the timelines the Broncos are on to catch a ferry, but they're doing everything they can to get back in the end zone, and Daly, that's a very nice tackle.
Yeah, that is Errol Ciccone.
Yeah, Ciccone he stepped up on that, and when Daly tried to make the little cut to his left, Tony just kept his feet on the ground and made the tackle. You can see it right there, just beautiful.
So Rebels going to go for it here. The field goal unit started to march out, and Rob Lervold held the team back. He's got confidence in his backup QB to get this first down, and they're going to go for it deep in Broncos territory. Receivers in motion, takes the snap. It's a fake handoff looking for the throw, and it is a turnover on downs as he looked for Josh Nevin, but Josh Nevin would have had to be about 7'4" to come down with that one. And the Broncos will take over near their 12-yard line.
Yeah, and that was, I think Zach, if he could have changed that play at the line of scrimmage, he would have handed the ball to Daly, because when he faked it to him, it was a huge hole, and Daly would have walked into the end zone. and you put up and you set your feet a little bit too late and you throw the ball high because you're thinking, I got to get it to him quickly, and he just wasn't ready for that.
The Broncos get a chance to maybe break this goose egg here, as that clock is running. 7:30 left, as the Rebels look like they jumped the line there, and on the handoff on the outside there, that's Levi Koenig. We'll wait for where the flags go, but while we wait for that, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the Rebels. As next week, again, it's that big game, Battle of the Titans here in the BCFC, as they take on Okanagan at the Apple Bowl, which will likely decide who has home field advantage for the playoffs.
For 8-1-5,
they are in, it's another battle for the Rock, the third and final meeting at NDSS up in Nanaimo. And week 11, their final regular season game will be right here at Starlight Stadium against the Langley Rams. Week 12 is a bye week for the Rebels, so they get a week to recover before playoffs start.
Yeah, and that's good and bad. Sometimes, you know, it helps when you get the injuries, but then sometimes it takes the edge away from you while everybody's playing as you prepare for playoffs.
There's a run on 1st and 5, not much doing there. And that was Levi Koenig again, so the Broncos also digging into their reserves a little bit here, giving some players a bit of a spotlight here, given the situation here, the score, time to get some new players in, and Levi Koenig having a couple touches of the football here.
Yeah, it gives them an opportunity to get some real action in. Get the first down here, you can and they get another first down. Make that the goal. Get a first down, they get another first down. You're going to get more than a first down.
Crackle with the handoff, and there was some daylight there for Corey Jeeves, and it's still a good run of about 10, 12 yards. That's going to move the chains for a Broncos first down here.
Yeah, looks like the ambulance has arrived, so hopefully they can get Ivan situated here. Well, another set of downs. First down for the Broncos. 6:13 and clock running here left in the game. 72-0. So the game was over the first quarter basically, but got to allow the young guys to play.
Crackle handoff to Jeeves again on the ground. Why not? And that's another good gain of about 5. Again, Corey Jeeves, usually a receiver / punter, and he's going to add running back into the mix here.
Well, I'm surprised that, the way he's been running on these last couple plays is that he's not there permanently. But mind you, he's a talented guy, so you need the receivers as well. And with his size, along with Mikkel's size, they got a couple big targets on the outside when they're both on the field.
When you have Cameron Gregorczyk, Bam Bam Cam usually taking the snaps at running back, we haven't really seen him much in this game after about the first quarter. It's been all big tackle there as Liam Russell makes that one. It's been all Owen Stockbrugger mostly at running back. So not sure if it's an injury thing or just wanted to keep guys fresh. But I'm scanning the sidelines and I don't see a 26. So
no, I don't either. And
oh no, I do. He's on the sidelines but no helmet, so probably means his day is done.
Yeah, this is one of those things now where everything that's on Kamloops' mind is all about Ivan and getting that ferry home. They'll have to have a support vehicle, obviously, because he's going to be here maybe not overnight, but I don't think he's going to be out of the hospital in time if he has to put a cast on that after x-rays and everything to be on the boat with the rest of his teammates.
So again, they're going to have to figure out a way to get him over there because our broadcast van actually blocks most of that pathway. So we'll keep you updated here. It's a little bit of a runaround. They might have to move the ambulance to the other side. We'll figure that out. But we're back to action here. And a near sack there is good job by Crackle.
Nice
and
catch.
a nice catch as well as Ty Holmes just corrals that. Good play there by the Broncos, thinking on their feet. They avoided a couple collisions there, and that moves the chains for a first down.
Well, you see on this one, Crackle almost gets sacked, and he just throws out, not out of desperation, he's throwing it, but a really nice catch. The receiver to stay on the ball, keep his eye on the ball, get enough to get the first down. That's a couple first downs back-to-back here. They got a little drive going. 4 minutes to go in the game. You know, maybe an opportunity to go down and put 7 on the board.
Crackle looking composed here, and he's going to screen pass this one off with some room to run, and finally going to be brought down there, but not before a pretty good gain there, as that's Levi Koenig, number 20 in your programs, making the catch, and that will make it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it was good. Koenig made a really nice, again, just a little swing pass. You can see on the replay, get your feet going, turn your shoulders upfield, get what you can get. And the Rebels, again, you know, they've been all over the Broncos today with a lot of ball players, you know, really hustling into the football to limit gains. And now you got the second team in, third team in, and they're getting an opportunity to go live, and makes a big, big difference.
There's a pass right into Murderer's Row, as about 3 Rebels DBs were in on that football, as Nick Mason, the intended receiver, but broken up, incomplete. And now at 3rd and 5, it is go time for the Broncos.
Yeah, they just forced it into that area with the pass, and I think I don't know if you want to take that back, but they really didn't have anybody going deep to sort of hold the safeties, and safeties were able to climb up on top of that a little bit.
So we're into the final 3 minutes of this football game here. We've been moving at a pretty good pace here. And
I think somebody's offside.
89 is at the 40-yard line. So Nick Mason maybe jumped the line a little bit. But we'll see where the penalties are. Maybe the Rebels jumped first.
Nah, I think that's
wait.
The Broncos, I'm pretty sure, because he was so far offside. Yeah, they're moving it back 5 yards, so I'll bring up second.
Offside.
3rd down and 10.
5 yards. 3 minutes.
And that's the 3-minute warning call. And again, we hope everyone who tuned in to the TELUS Optic Game of the Week and BCFC TV joins us again for the final home game of the Rebels season. And I wish I had the exact date on me, but I don't at the moment. But again, it's week 11. Langley Rams coming to town here. I believe it's September 27th, I'm going to say. And here's a deep throw. He's got a man, and just incomplete, as that was a catchable ball. And the Broncos sideline knows it. As Cole Klassen had a jump on that ball, could have made something happen. But it is incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the Rebels will take over in the final couple minutes.
Yeah, you can see on the replay he just threw it up and wrong side. Yeah, make the adjustment. The ball was just a little bit too far out of his reach, and it been a tough catch to make over his shoulder like that, and the Rebel coverage was right on top of him.
Paulie Rowe is so good with history and stats. When we've covered a shutout, I believe, here, but when's the last Rebel shutout? And I'm going to jinx it now because I just said Rebel shutout, but.
Boy, I think they shut out, they might have been the same Kamloops guys in 2023. I think they shut them out here. Might have been 70-0, as a matter of fact.
I'll hold you to it when I go back and look at it, but again, we've had a lot of jinxes today with the rain, with certain crew members saying that the game was going to be the fastest all season.
Who was that guy?
The clock running here at 2:20, and another new quarterback in here for the Rebels. And here's a first down pass. That is complete to Josh Nevin. As Jeffrey Brown, welcome to the football game. 3rd stringer in here for the Rebels. So not a bad first showing there, making his first completion.
Yeah, and he's leading them. He's got the confidence with all the hand signals and everything, and understands what Coach Lervold wants.
And Jeffrey Brown going to throw on the run, and nearly intercepted. As in coverage there, that would be Tyson Bennett. breaks up the pass, makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he could almost run there. I thought he had an open area. He could have picked up, 6 or 7 yards, but why not throw? You're a quarterback. Get out there and throw the football.
Blair Van Bruchut out of Calgary, the intended receiver. So that makes it 2nd and 10 here. Ball at 36. There's the snap. Here comes the pressure, and nice throw by Brown, Antoine Daly, but waiting right in the wings there was the Broncos number 54. That's Finn Hun. And it looks like they're going to try and kick a field goal here, so Charlie Wiersma gets another chance after the PAT ruined his perfect season that he had going with the 3 for 3 on field goals and 11 for 11 on PATs coming into this one. He added about 7 more of those in the first half.
Yeah.
So his percentage is still pretty high, but this is a good kick. This is about a 43-yarder. And his longest on the year is a 39-yarder, so he's going to test the leg out here and try and make it 3/4 of a century on the day for the Rebels. So here comes the snap, here comes the hold. The kick is booted, and that is going to be Charlie Wiersma's first missed field goal attempt on the season. And
yeah, he just
is that
made
a
it
tackle
out.
at the 1? I think it is.
Yeah, so I'll move the ball to the 20 to start.
So Lucas Yanchizun gets out of the end zone. And the defense will come out, and the Broncos have one final opportunity to break this goose egg late in this football game.
Yeah, that was just everything worked on that one. Charlie just didn't get the ball up. It was kind of maybe his mind was thinking, I can get this hustle, type of thing, and just didn't work out. But things to work on, that's the type of kick that you're going to need next week possibly. The second half's been a whole different game. There hasn't been a lot of penalties against the Rebels, but that's another thing they have to consider. They had 11 penalties in the first half alone in this one. And that was a nice run. There you go. There's that. Well, all the running backs with the Huskers, with the Broncos, are just tough little guys. They're not real big guys, but they sure are strong.
It's Levi Koenig again on the replay, puts on the truck stick, gets a few extra yards out of it. Make it 2nd and 3, so good 7-yard run there on first down.
But if the Rebels can stay out of penalty trouble next week, should be one heck of a game. It's on BCFC TV, so if anybody get a chance to peek at it, take a look, because it's going to be for first place in the BCFC, and the winner of that game is in good field position to be hosting the Ontario champion come in end of October.
That was Colton Peterson on the grab. Short gain on the screen pass, if any. It's 3rd and 2 now. So Broncos going to go for it one last time here, and the play about to be clocked in as we are in the final minute of this football game. We are going to finish well on time here with the accelerated clock. And again, Ivan Tong still being checked out by the paramedics beside me here, as the ambulance will probably get away after the final whistle here, as it looks like a QB sneak play on 3rd down. I don't know if they got it there. That's going to be a close call. Nope, the official signals it is enough, so that moves the chains for a first down.
Game. Yeah, and because of ferry connections and different things, that's why the BCFC doesn't play overtime. It's been talked about, but because of reservations with the ferries and different things like that, it's you could never predict what's going to happen. And then when you have an injury that does the same thing, it's best just to make sure that connections are made.
What about playoffs?
Playoffs that's different because the league's involved, so the league would put the team up, or if you can find a place to stay. But that's definitely something that is talked about that, and also we try to schedule games a little bit differently to make sure that we have time in the event of an overtime game to get the team off the island or onto the island as well.
Ethan Douglas, deep in the reserves for the Rebels secondary, breaks up that pass, and the Rebels sideline loved that. And now the clock at 15 seconds, about to be clocked in here. 2nd and 10. Crackle takes a snap, has some protection, looking downfield. Here's a deep throw.
Oh, nice throw.
It's behind, and it is broken up incomplete as Ethan Douglas again. And they're going to call PI. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's close. I'd have to see a really tight replay on that because I thought it was good coverage and a good pass, good everything all around. You can see here he knew where he's going to throw the football, stepped into it, tight spiral. Oh, well, he did have his hands up in front of him. He wasn't looking back to the football, but I don't think it really impeded that much. But this will be the last play of the game. A 15-yard penalty moves it up, and they'll be at their own 46.
All placed at the 46. Indeed, this will be the last play of the game. So barring a miracle Hail Mary here. And again, this would be the jinx of all jinxes, but Rebels looking at a shutout here. Crackle takes the snap, and he is indeed going to throw deep down the field, and it is going to be caught on the final play of the football game. That is
one more
Colton
play.
Peterson, and I was going by your lead there.
Yes,
Paul. That's
I
on you.
for
That
sure.
ain't on me.
Because look, they don't take I don't want to say a lot of time to throw the football or anything like that, but they take a lot of time to throw the football. I was surprised to see 2.9 seconds left. But it's this will be the final play because it was inbound play, so they'll be at zeros when the ball is snapped.
There it is, zeros on the clock, so this is indeed for real this time.
So you know he's going to the end zone. He's going to try to throw this as far as he can.
This is going to be the final play. Are they going to get me with the jinx monster here? Let's see. Crackle takes the snap. Here comes a 5-man rush for the Rebels. Crackle steps through the pocket. He's looking deep downfield. Here comes the wide throw. Oh my goodness, there's a guy there. And it is going to be maybe caught. We're not sure. He's about a yard from the goal line. That saved me from, again, the jinx of all jinxes. I think it might have been ruled an interception. Regardless, that is the football game. And Ivan Tong being wheeled away as we speak right during the final whistle here as players on the Broncos side give him the thumbs up. He gives it back. And again, we wish him all the best as he is off to the hospital. And again, the game was over in the first quarter, but there were some exciting moments throughout, Paul.
Yeah, it was, it's your typical junior football game. There's games that are going to end up like this. There's games that are close, and it's just young guys playing football, making plays. Some make a better play. Some, they make a mistake. But at the end of the day, you've got, it's 110 guys in this game today playing, and they're going to go home. This game's going to be put way in the back of their minds because it's all about the friendships you have. They're more concerned about Ivan than what the score was. The Rebels were glad that they were able to, we got a shutout, and they're going to pat each other on the back in the change room, have a few cheers, but then they're going to focus on the Okanagan Sun for next week. And for Kamloops, they get the bye. They can get a couple guys back. Kalen Berg, hopefully, is back for their next game. He's a different and dominant force with the Broncos on the D-line and linebacker spot. So, both teams are going to benefit from this score tonight. We wish the Kamloops guys a nice, safe trip home. And for the Rebels, a good week at practice to say, okay, let's go up to Kelowna and play one heck of a game.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, Paul. Well, that is going to do it here at Starlight Stadium. The Westshore Rebels improved to 6-1 on the season. Meanwhile, the Kamloops Broncos fall to 0-7 with a 72-0 final score for the Rebels here this afternoon. We thank everybody who tuned in on BCFC TV and TELUS Optic. For BC Football Hall of Famer Paul Short, I'm Tyler Bennett. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week at the Apple Bowl. Should be a good game. Make sure to tune into that one. The Rebels' next game, September 27th against the Langley Rams, the final regular home season game of the season. Until then, be excellent to each other.